Death Parade! Capitalist Death Parade! Capitalist Death Parade! And welcome to the Capitalist Death Parade with your hosts Joy Marie Mann and Josh Radio Hedge, a podcast where we discuss the dystopian hellscape of capitalism that we call home. And our special guest this week, Mike Figueredo from the Humanist Report.
I'm so happy to be here. There's a mistake. I thought this was a pro-capitalist podcast. So,
well, I mean, we do have our moments.
Okay.
It depends.
Okay.
We go with whatever the guest says. I mean, so
okay.
It depends. That's how we base our stance. So
I love it.
How we're paid that night.
Exactly.
Soros is in arrears, so yeah.
Yes.
We're divorced at this point. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Josh is gonna head to the back and be like the back room, which he likes best. And he's just gonna be like my eyes and do the thing while Mike and I are having our show. And then, but stay tuned because then Josh will join me later and we will talk about more shit from the week. So first, I am so excited to have Mike because we have done many shows throughout the years, and this is actually coincidentally the 7-year anniversary of the first show we did together.
That's mind-blowing to me. It truly is mind-blowing to me.
I know. We have had so much fun. I cannot tell you guys, there were episodes Mike and I did where I was crying. I was laughing
I remember those.
hard. And we, for some reason, like, it became a thing that we, like, always showed, like, fart clips and stuff. And, like politicians farting. It just became a thing.
That's why we get along so well, Joy. It's because we both have the sense of humor of small children, and we love that. And I haven't changed a bit over the years. My sense of humor when I was 4 is still the same. It's wild to me.
Absolutely. Oh my God! Like, I fully believe if you don't laugh, you'll cry. And
yes.
if I am, maybe it's a defense mechanism, maybe it's self-preservation. I don't know, but like I've been teaching my viewers how to do certain sign language. Like I learned the new thing is twat, waffle. Everybody.
Oh, that's amazing.
Twat, waffle.
I love that you're going for all the naughty words, because that's like the first word you look up when you try to learn a new language, right? Yes, that's immediately what you go to. I was trying to learn Spanish like last summer. Terrible at it still, but of course I looked up mierda and all these puta, all these words that I would be using a lot in the event I became fluent. And it's the best part of language. It makes us human. There's sentence enhancers in every single language and culture. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I've known Spanish I can understand it fluently. I speak it pretty well, but I work with a lot of Spanish people. So now I really just speak in like pejoratives and like a lot of curse words. And I'm like, like when I or puta. Or chocha, like every time I drop something or like bump into something, the curse words fly.
I love it. They sound better in Spanish. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, everything sounds like so much more like, it's when, like British people say the C word. It's like, it's not really that bad. Like, no. It's not. It sounds kind of almost classy when you say it like with the teacup and stuff.
Yes.
It's way more classy.
It is. It doesn't make me feel bad about saying it, because if I imagine myself as a British person saying it, then it's like, no, now I'm just being proper. Like I'm a cunt.
Yeah, exactly. What a douche today. Oh my God. What a twat waffle. I can't believe it. Like, it just,
you have a good British accent, Joy.
Thank you.
That's very good.
I'm all right. I did it in a Barnes and Noble once, and a guy came up to me and he's like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I was like, London. And he's like, where? And I was like, where all the punk rockers are. And he's like, oh, you disgust me. I was like,
oh no, he clocked your tea in real time.
He
Shit.
clocked me, man.
Whenever I try to do a British accent, about 30 seconds in, it devolves into an Australian accent, and then I just sound gay after like 2 minutes. I can't do it. I don't know why. It should be easy.
They are kind of comparable, but like
Mm-hmm.
I do all of them. I don't know. I'm like, my name is Svetlana. Svetlana Babushka. I came from
That's
Russia.
good.
Or then I'll say, hello, I'm from Australia. Like,
You got it down. That's really impressive, Joy. I did not know you had this talent.
I wouldn't call it a talent. I just call it maybe our split personality.
That works too. That works too.
Now I'm feeling British, huh?
I love that so much. I'm jealous. I got to just keep practicing though.
Yes. I can give lessons. You guys, anyone wants lessons? I am taking applications. I have no guarantee with it. Become a Patreon subscriber and I'll give you free lessons on how to do mediocre accents.
That's a good perk. That's a damn good perk.
Hell yeah. So tell everyone. Well, I'm sure literally everyone knows who you are, but if not, just give us a heads up, like your show, what you're doing. You have a few shows. So give everyone a heads up.
Yeah, I am Mike. I do the Humanist Report podcast. I also co-host the Leftist Mafia. And yeah, I am just a shit-talking leftist political commentator who is as black-pilled as everybody else, as frustrated as everybody else, and just flat out disgusted as everybody else about all the bullshit going on. I am anti-capitalist, pro-Palestine, pro-trans. I check all the boxes. I'm not a shit lib. I'm a shit lib hater. I don't like liberals. I don't like conservatives. Fuck capitalism. Fuck billionaires. Yeah. If you're not familiar with me and Joy share basically all the same politics, I think. So yeah.
That's why I love having people on. I agree with things because it's so fun to talk. But every now and then I like to have people on who I'm like, really?
Yeah. It's fun to challenge people's views or have your own views challenged sometimes. Yeah, as long as it's normal, it's within the bounds of reality and not some cuckoo ass bullshit that, that we're used to seeing every single day. Like, I'm just so tired of the debates about like, is this a genocide? Like, that debate to me is not even a debate. It's just like an IQ test and a test of your morality. And there's so many other debates, like, the debates that we refer to, things that shouldn't be debatable, healthcare being a right in the country. But yeah, if you are able to talk to somebody who has common sense, who is at least reasonable enough to have a conversation with, then I think that can actually be really informative.
Sure, absolutely. And I think it helps being an empath too. You talk to these people and you're like, okay, cool. Well, I see where you're coming from. The difference is try to look at it this way or whatever, and you can kind of meet them where they are. I think that's so important. Do you find that sometimes it is kind of easier to talk to conservatives than talking to shit libs?
It really depends, right? Because I have MAGA family members who I've debated with, and if we're talking about the Democratic Party, they will agree on, oh, yes, the corruption is bad, the warmongering stuff is bad. But of course, as soon as you get into any social issues or you get into the Republican Party, how they're also like, they warmonger, they are hyper-capitalist, then all of that criticism goes out the window. So if you can have a very narrow conversation and it's just Democrats bad, you'll for the most part agree because you're giving them what they want, which is just shitting on Democrats. In terms of liberals, it really depends. I will say over the last 10 years that I've been doing the show, I think that liberals like the normie liberals, not the hyper online liberals that we see, but like just liberals in real life. If you go to like a sign making event or like some community event and you just talk to liberals, I think that they're much more reasonable these days because they've been more radicalized, like in our direction. There's still a lot that don't really like. They know that there's problems with the system, and they're not quite to the lowest common denominator. You kind of have to like nudge them in the direction of like capitalism bad. But I will say I've been encouraged to see them be pretty anti-Israel. Just people, and this is all like things that conversations I've had. So they're anecdotes, right? But like they are outraged by the genocide of Palestine, and you kind of take that as an opportunity to push them to think more about, U.S. imperialism in Latin America and other fucked up things that we've done. So I think now there's more of a window to reach liberals, and I enjoy talking to them more. But when a Democratic primary comes around, I'm sure that will change because we'll be at each other's throats. Yeah.
That's my fear, because like it's very easy for people to seem like they're agreeing with us on things when Trump is in office. Because
exactly.
Trump's the one doing the genocide now. So fuck him, man. He's a racist IO pig. Cut to, next election. Yay, Kamala. Yay. So it's, I mean, that's what
my
I fear.
fear.
I mean, they're propping up Newsom, and he walked back the word apartheid. Like, what? That is a factual term.
Mm-hmm.
What's to walk back? Then you have, Kamala, of course. You have Buttigieg.
Ugh.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I'm so triggered whenever his name comes up. I hate him.
So as a gay man, how does it feel that you are going to be homophobic if you don't support him?
I find it very, very interesting. Would not be the first time I've been accused of homophobia, specifically for not supporting Pete Buttigieg. This is a side note. I also got accused of homophobia by British TERFs because I criticized J.K. Rowling on Twitter for being a transphobe, and she actually like took a screenshot of my tweet and she blasted it to everybody. And they're like, "You homophobic piece of shit." And I I didn't know why they thought that me being against trans people was homophobic, but the logic is that if you support trans people, you're homophobic because there's no such thing as trans people. They're all just gay people who are getting transed forcefully. So it took a little bit of time for me to understand like what the fuck they were even talking about. But I
wouldn't have gotten that either.
I actually had to read some of their brain dead takes, and it kind of broke me a little bit, but I understood why they were saying it. Like, it didn't make it made no sense. It was logically inconsistent and dumb, but I understood why they said that, just like homophobe. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited to see the new ways, I guess, that they cook up the bullshit arguments, right? Like, what are they going to say to accuse us of being wreckers and disloyal to the party and misogynistic, homophobic? It doesn't, like, they're going to choose that narrative based on whoever the leading candidate is. I don't know if it's going to be Gavin Newsom, but if it's not Gavin Newsom, it'll probably be some different shithead who's going to be terrible. So I guess it just really depends. But yeah, I think that you're right. The Democratic base hasn't yet convinced me that they've fully woken up. I see signs of that are really encouraging here and there, but I mean, propaganda is a hell of a drug, and I think that the Democratic Party is still very good at using the Republicans as like a weapon against people. If you don't support this candidate who's the most electable, you support Republicans or whatever. So I'm going to be cautiously optimistic, emphasis on the cautious, but until we kind of get into that territory where, the liberals and leftists start fighting again, I guess I'll enjoy the enlightened takes from liberals where they seem a little bit more radical. And it is just objectively funny to see like older people, like old ladies that look like your grandmothers, talk about like fucking letting the country the streets run blood with with the run red with the blood of the tyrants. That's what I was trying to say. Like the memes, I think it's so fucking hilarious to see them say that. I hope they keep that energy, but I do find it hilarious that like these sweet little nonas are like, yeah, I think they should be hung. It's like, oh my god, shit, lady. Like, it's so funny.
My front yard.
Yeah.
Next to my garden gnomes. Woohoo.
Yeah. I think it's not just cute, it's objectively hilarious. So I do enjoy that.
Definitely. If you could have a Democrat run for president, if you could choose, who?
That's the question of the century. Are we talking like realistic options or
no,
with
like
regard
period.
to the poll? Oh, just period. Oh, okay. That's tough. Maybe I would say Nina Turner, Rashida Tlaib.
I said Rashida too. I don't think she would ever run, ever in a million years. And I think she would probably get, she would get just destroyed mentally before, she even got to that point. But yeah, they're talking about running AOC with Kamala. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, I haven't seen that combination.
There were emails leaked.
Oh gosh.
And yeah, they apparently they want to run them together and they're open to it. So
really?
Yeah. And it's very interesting. It's like, in 2018, when we all supported her, you guys were like, oh, socialism, so scary, so scary. And now, like, way later, you're like, oh, let's run her. The kids love her. How do you do, fellow kids? And we'll just run her with Kamala. And then everybody will be like, yes, queen. And it'll all work out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I think that we need to move on from Kamala. I hope that that's the sentiment of Democrats because she's proven that she doesn't have what it takes. And she just ran an objectively shitty campaign.
And she wasn't elected. That's the thing. Like she wasn't even selected. She wasn't voted for.
I think that the lack of a primary really hurt her.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like nobody wants someone shoved down their throat. Like
exactly.
It's not even a choice. Like, and it was funny because her I'm Speaking. Well, she came to Harrisburg, and I'm in a Palestine group, Harrisburg, and in Harrisburg, PA, and Harrisburg Palestine Coalition, and a bunch of us went to her rally to protest. And we each had it so that like every 5 minutes, two of us would like scream something and so on and so on. She actually said, I'm speaking to me as well.
No, totally, she did not.
Totally. She did. And I got hauled out by cops and stuff. And it was so funny. It's on video. I was
You're
like,
such a badass. I love this.
She literally said, I'm
She did the thing.
She did the thing to me.
Oh, how she's such an embarrassment.
Like, how dare
Oh my God. I wouldn't be surprised if she recognized you.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure she has no idea who I am.
I don't know. I feel like they know about us more than they're willing to let on. If they do admit that they know who we are, then it's like the boogeyman. Like you can never let the boogeyman know that you're scared. But I think they know who we are. This jogs my memory. I remember the fucking 2022 debate, or was it? I can't remember which year. When your name was brought up on the debate stage between John Fetterman and Dr. Oz, that was so surreal. I'm like, wait, did they just say Joy Marie Mann on fucking television? What's happening?
Yeah.
That was so crazy to see. They know who you are, Joy.
I've been telling you fuckers for 7 years that piece of shit sucks. And like nobody wanted to hear me. And like I think people weren't listening to those of us in PA who knew him and were like, dude, like he's literally friends with Hillary. Biden's doing fundraisers for him, and like people weren't listening to us because they wanted another Bernie so bad.
Yeah.
And he was wearing Carhartts and but now he's defending Trump. Like he's like,
just a Republican.
He is a literal Republican. And his wife was a Biden delegate. And, you know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. He chased down a black guy with a gun who did nothing wrong just because he was black, wearing a hoodie. I mean, there's so much that man has done. He's so blatantly racist and disgusting. Yeah. And, you know, the left just wanted to believe in someone so bad that they made him some kind of hero. And it just, like, okay.
All the red flags were ignored. I did that too. Like, I wasn't overly enthusiastic, but at the same time, it's like, all right, it's him or Dr. Oz. But now, in retrospect, it's like, would Dr. Oz have been better, honestly? Like, would he have gone as hard for the genocide? He also wouldn't be in his current position where he could fuck up Medicaid and Medicare. So it's almost like, wait, if I could go back in time, I might actually hope that Dr. Oz won as the lesser of two evils. It's genuinely hard to say.
I know. I think a lot of us go through that because it's like, it's presumptive that Democrats are always the lesser of two evils. But aside from the NRA and, you know, abortion, what's the difference really? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of posturing on one side. But it's so interesting that people are realizing there really are dinos, you know, Democrat name only. Like he's refusing to call, you know, Trump a fascist. He's saying, you know, I won't do that. Things like that. Actually, Josh, do you want to pull up the first, I believe it's topic 1.
He just said that if Democrats don't approve Trump's ballroom, then they have TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. That's so unhinged.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah, he tweeted that.
Oh my God, shut up.
Like, bro, just switch parties already. What is the point of even pretending?
Wait, Fetterman said that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't. That's amazing.
He's so brain damaged. I do think it's hilarious that he became a conservative after he got brain damage. That to me is so believable.
Oh my God. I'm done. That is awesome. Let me see. Josh, did you put this in? Okay, wait. I think I got it. Okay, there it goes.
I first want to make this point to you. It's a controversial one. There was no assassination attempt on Donald Trump. The gunman, such as he was, about whom more in a minute, was on an entirely different floor of the hotel to the Washington White House press correspondence dinner. And the man, Trump, and Vance, and Hegseth, and Rubio, and their wives and concubines galore were all in the hall.
Concubines, not the concubines.
Where the alleged assassin was. Sure, it was spectacular enough that shots are fired in a hotel where the president is in the floor just downstairs, but the shots were fired by the American Secret Service. The alleged assassin does not appear to have been shot, at least according to the photographs of him prone on the floor and naked that I have seen. If he was shot, he's that peculiar bloodless personality who didn't actually shed any of the red stuff. It's true that he had a gun, but it was a shotgun, not an automatic rifle that would normally be the weapon of choice of an assassin. He had a handgun and he had 2 knives. So he clearly was a dangerous man, just not dangerous to Donald Trump. But I'm waiting for Donald Trump to appear in the morning, patched up with bandages and sticking plasters, like he did at Butler after the extraordinary attempt to kill him then, which shed blood, all right. It was all over his ear and his face, but there was no hole in his ear, even though he put a plaster on the next day, which then miraculously disappeared. What point am I trying to make here? That this is a very strange event indeed. First of all, the alleged assassin is not your usual profile of these types of people. Lee Harvey Oswald, he was not. James Earl Ray, he was not. Sirhan, he was not. The man now held and to be arraigned tomorrow in a Washington courtroom with attempting to assassinate Donald J. Trump was an award-winning tutor, a Caltech graduate, an engineer at the top of his profession. Why he would decide to throw it all away on a madcap kamikaze attempt to get down one floor and get through multiple FBI security points and then get through the hall and get a shot away against Donald Trump is not immediately clear. I'm wondering if there's more to this story than meets the eye, because I've been studying the body language of the most important personnel involved all day. I've been studying Donald Trump's smug, I can only call it that, smug looks after the whole event went down. And bear in mind, I repeat, this didn't happen on the floor of the hotel that he was on. He did hear shots from upstairs, but those shots were Secret Service shots that he heard.
You can stop it here, Josh. It's kind of a long clip. But Mike, what's your take on that? Like, well, first of all, when it happened, were you like, okay, 3 times? Really? And it still hasn't worked? Like, what was your take when it happened?
Let me give my politically correct take, because I can't give you my full take. I can beam my thoughts into the camera so people can pick up the mental.
I'm feeling what you're putting
You picking
down.
up what I'm putting down, Joy? Okay. So that's my first take, but my public opinion is that it was just so surreal to see it. And you know me, Joy. I am not a conspiracy monger. I never ever like speculate or ask questions. First of all, I think it's perfectly reasonable for people to question this, and I actually think it's good. That is the first time you'll ever hear me say that I think it's good that people are conspiracizing this, if that's even a word. I don't know if that's a word, but I think it's good because it just shows you that this administration has fundamentally lost the trust of the American people, and nobody takes them seriously. And there are so many puzzling elements about this. Like, that doesn't necessarily prove that it's a false flag or anything like that. But there are things that are really strange. Trump's reaction, like the point that this guy made, I think that's really strange. Like, he is somebody who gets pissed off about fucking jokes made about him. But when this guy tries to murder him, he's just like, that's not Trumpian behavior. The fact that this dude, and like, this dude, he fell down. There are reports now that he fell down, and that's how they caught him. Like, they apprehended him like that. When you would think that somebody who's coming in with the intent to kill lots of people, they would not apprehend him. They would shoot him. I don't think that police officers, Secret Service, or actual cops in D.C. are that restrained. So it's just very, very weird. I'm not saying like this dude is an actor, but if he lost his shit or something like that, I wouldn't put it past the administration or the FBI to like watch him and just let him carry out this thing so they can, they can catch him and then use it for whatever. But apparently it's a ballroom. And I hate to say things like that because you know me, like I want to live in reality with facts where everything makes sense. But like, I trust nothing about this administration. Everything he says is a fucking lie. One second he'll tell us that the war is coming to an end in Iran. The next second he's threatening to wipe them out. So there's no consistency. There's no logic to anything. So I feel like I can't blame anybody for asking questions about this particular event, especially because there are so many weird details. The fact he was able to get through security is in and of itself just so fucking crazy. Yeah, it makes no sense to me. And I will say the hilarious thing about this is that this dude might actually be the first radical centrist of all time because he apparently hated lefties. He hated the pro-Palestine movement. So like he is the first radical centrist in existence, which is crazy. And it didn't go anywhere. He failed spectacularly and looks like a fucking dipshit. But it's just the whole situation is fucking strange. What are your thoughts, Joy? Because I don't know what to make of this, honestly.
No, I am so with you. Like, I am so not a conspiracy theorist. I love to analyze, and I do go down rabbit holes sometimes, but I'm very careful with what I actually put on my channel and actually
same.
And if I do put it, I'll be like, I don't know, what do you guys think? Or, that kind of thing. But this, I'm just like, okay, let's say, even for a minute, that this is true. It all happened. They took Vance away first.
Right. Thank you.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Like, okay, so even if it's real, like, they're protecting, that's a choice. And they all did it. It wasn't just one. Like, they all swarm to him first.
Yeah. That's weird shit.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think there's a clip of that. Josh, can you put up the next thing I had there?
That's really sus too about the White House Correspondents' Dinner, aside from everything. Them coming out immediately in the main magazine. I'm not even saying that. Not only has of these magazines on the payroll of the Republican Party and the Israeli lobby, not only knows what are foreign governments, okay?
Josh, it's not playing well. You may want to exit and pull it up again. Or actually, you could just go to the next one. She just kind of surmises what we just discussed. But yeah,
I love Blakely though. Shout out to them.
What's that?
Oh, I love Blakely. The clip.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
They're fucking awesome.
Yeah. Oh, here's everyone's favorite.
Oh, my favorite closet homosexual.
I was gonna ask you what you thought.
Oh, girl, he's a 6 on the Kinsey scale. He's a 7 on the Kinsey scale.
Agree.
Introduce legislation that would authorize $400 million to be spent to secure to build the presidential ballroom.
How are we going to pay for it?
There will be a lot of military stuff. There will be a Secret Service annex. And we've paid for it by offsetting it with custom fees. But the estimate is $332 million. We're going to do $400 million because I think it's probably going to take more. Private donations can be used, but I think they should be used for buying China and stuff like that. Underneath this ballroom will be infrastructure that is national security centric. The ballroom itself will avoid the dilemma of having to leave the White House grounds with future presidents and this president's to go downtown in a place that's less secure. President Trump said to me yesterday, we need the ballroom, not just for me, but for future presidents. He literally could have left his bedroom, walked out the back of the White House, and been at the ballroom. That's what needs to happen when you have 1,000 or 2,000 people gathered in today's environment. And the sooner we get the ballroom built, the more hardened it is, the better for the country. So I hope and pray that most people in the Senate after Saturday night will support this bill.
I love this so much, honestly. I'm so glad that they're saying this just out in the open, because it's like, as people are struggling to pay their bills and starving in this country, I love that these elites are telling us how much they need a fucking ballroom. I love that they're doing this. Like, they're making our argument for us. Like, this is just let them eat cake bullshit. And I think that it's perfect. It really proves our point about how these people are fucking scum. How about you just not, if you need a ballroom that bad, how about you just not throw fucking parties? Do you have to throw parties? Do we need a White House Correspondents' Dinner? I'm sorry. You're supposed to be fucking making policy. That's your job. Shut the fuck up about your goddamn ballroom.
Right. And furthermore, don't y'all pay like millions of dollars for security? Shouldn't that be enough? Like, shouldn't your people be patting people down to the point that this isn't a concern? I mean, and further, I mean, the only positive I could see from this is if Buttigieg is elected, then he could use it as a wine cellar. That's the only
that's true.
thing. Other than that, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
When I think ballroom, like I can't help but think of Trump in a ball gown, like just slow dancing. Like image, like why do you want a ballroom? Are you literally going to like slow dance with Melania and like?
I mean, he has one at Mar-a-Lago.
That's a good point.
Right? I mean, why do we have to do that? It's great. There's so much more security when you go through the fucking airport or when you go to a concert. So you're telling me that they can't make do the way that they've made do all this time? We have to spend $400 million on with customs money, no, with our tax dollars to fund this stupid, unnecessary ballroom that benefits nobody. Nobody but like the richest people, the people in power, the lobbyists, members of the media, foreign governments. It just benefits the elites. Fuck off. I mean, I'm glad that they're doing it because you're only radicalizing people more, and that's a benefit to us. But like, it is outrageous that they are so brazen, you know, with their contempt for us and lack of regard for us. As people are going to be in Nebraska, it's rolling out, but in 8 months, that's when the Medicaid requirements are going to kick in, and the work requirements for, SNAP are going to kick in. People are going to be kicked off, lose their health care, their food stamps, and these motherfuckers are making the case why we need this $400 million ballroom. It's like a parody.
It really is. And, you know, if they want this so bad, how about the other 364 days of the year? It's a shelter for the unhoused. How about that?
Yeah. I'd be fine with that.
Do something with it. I mean,
they would never let the unclean peasants touch their, their decor or whatever, because these people are just they genuinely believe that they are better than everybody.
Even though the unhoused are mostly veterans and we support our troops, but hey, you come home, fuck you.
Yeah,
we've already used you.
It's a joke. It's a sick joke.
It is. It's depressing, but at the same time, I'm so glad I have people like you in my life that I can just like vent with.
Because if you don't vent, you go fucking crazy.
Seriously. Josh, do you want to put the next one up? Yeah, when I was talking to my therapist last week, she goes, you know, there's an all-time high of depression and self-harm and everything. And I was like, what do you attribute that to? And she says, a lot of people are upset about Palestine. And I said, exactly.
Yeah.
The president has talked about rescheduling the dinner within 30 days. Does he have a specific venue in mind? And would he consider hosting it at the White House?
Well, unfortunately, we don't have a room big enough here at the White House, which is another point to be made. And the president is absolutely right. It's why the White House Ballroom Project is not just a fun project for President Trump, like you will read in the media. It is actually critical for our national security. That a larger
everything is critical for national security.
This complex, which is the most secure complex in the world, is built to accommodate not only large amounts of guests, but also the president, the vice president, members of the cabinet. The line of succession in this country should be able to gather freely in safety without the fear of threats or political violence. And the White House Ballroom will provide that. And so it's critical that we get this project done as quickly as possible.
So embarrassing, but so predictable.
I know. What opportunists. It's like,
do you think she believes anything she says? I don't think she believes a single word she says.
Not even a little. Absolutely not. No,
so full of shit.
Vacancy, like right here, just pure vacancy.
You can see the deadness behind her eyes if you look a little bit closer. Exactly. Like just sheer opportunism, doesn't give a shit about anything but her own self-aggrandizement, doesn't even have a political ideology, doesn't care who wins the election. She's just like dead ass concerned about like making it to the top and getting rich.
Yeah. As long as my paychecks come in, I'm good. Like fuck my blind ass can see this shit. Like my blind ass knows so much of the shit that's going on when a lot of Americans choose to like not pay attention. And that's why, like, my name on Twitter forever has been what is it? Mostly blind but aware as fuck. Because I'm every time someone say, well, maybe, and I'm like, I'm blind and I know. Shut up. That's just my response for everything.
And I love that because it really speaks to like how full of shit they are. It doesn't even take sight or any other senses to get a sense of how evil and fake these people are. Like it's an intuitive thing where you could just like sense the bullshittery from these fuckers.
Yep, absolutely. Josh, I think we're on to the next topic. If you could put up the next thing.
You.
I know. Ellen Dershowitz. This is honestly a huge selling point for the Democrats. Like, I'm not one, but like that they should actually be excited because number one, he's all, Jeffries bitch boy, but also he's the literal attorney for Israel. So this should be like, ooh, this is going to help us. But if you want to show the next thing, Josh, when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, Dems are going to come out and be like, we love Israel. We love them. And here we go. Democrat, like an hour later.
Oh, wow. So an hour later.
Yeah, now they have to profess their love even stronger.
This should be in a realistic, or not realistic, but I should say like in a normal world, this dude would be sent to prison for his war crimes, and this would be disqualifying. The fact that he's saying we want to rebuild support for Israel, like imagine if a fucking politician said during World War II, during the fucking Holocaust, we need to rebuild support for Germany. Like they have no self-awareness whatsoever. These people don't think. They're just so, I don't even know what to call it. Like being greedy and bought off, that doesn't do it justice. Like these people are truly monstrous.
I think so much of it really lies with us though, because there are so many millions of people who are like vote blue no matter who, and that's why shit doesn't change, because there's no accountability. Like right now, all the Dems should be like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like you are the company you keep, you don't represent me. Shut the fuck up. And hold people accountable, but none of our representatives get held accountable for shit.
No,
it's
you're
just
right.
Like, those of us who, may, speak out, but we're not like big enough to make, we can only do so much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the masses are just so convinced they don't deserve more. And it's enough to just, well, at least it's not Republicans. Like one of the things I still talk about is, the DCCC, the bastard child of the DNC, they sent out letters and I still have mine. And on the envelope, it said, I mean, have you seen the other guys? That was on their freaking envelopes. And that was on all their promos, all their commercials.
They thought they were cooking with that too.
Yep. They were like, we are really like, and it fucking worked.
It does. Like, they also guilt trip as well. I shared a fundraising text that my husband got. I think it was from the DNC where it said, don't look back at this moment and regret and tell yourself that you didn't do enough to stand up for democracy. Chip in today, or what, it was something like that. And it's like, bro, they're actually telling us don't look back at this moment and regret what we don't do when they're sitting on their asses and even enabling Donald Trump. Like it's wild to me, the shit that they do. But I agree with you, especially about like holding people accountable. I've always been like a fence sitter when it comes to the whole like vote Democrat versus vote third party. I've gone back and forth depending on the election and whatnot. But even if people, I've always maintained, even if you are going to vote blue no matter who, don't tell them that. Make them think at least they have to earn your fucking vote, especially after the Mamdani shit, when they show that vote blue no matter who goes one way, right? So I think that there does need to be real accountability. And that's why there's a little bit of optimism, because I do see actual frustration with elected Democrats. I've seen this at town halls that I've attended with just, regular people like grandmothers asking why Democrats aren't fighting fascism when they said Trump was so bad. So why wouldn't you meet that with the urgency that you should? But as we were talking about earlier, like it would be pretty easy for people to be lulled back into a sense of security by a Democrat who comes along and makes big promises. But, if the people aren't savvy enough to read between the lines and look up who's donating to them or their previous votes, we're back to square one. So it just feels like we're kind of in this like unending cycle where Democrats will sweep to victory after Republicans fuck up the country, and then they'll disappoint, not do enough, and then Republicans will sweep to victory, fuck up the country. Democrats will sweep again after Republicans fuck up the country, disappoint, and it just goes on and on and on. It's like we're circling the drain, and it's so frustrating because I genuinely don't know how to break that cycle. Because, we don't have the power to break that cycle. We can only do so much with our platforms. Yeah. But it's frustrating that people aren't seeing that cycle enough, and they're not able to, like, diagnose the problems. And it's just, they're kind of trapped in this partisan dichotomy, and they don't look at the actual material conditions and the underlying causes like capitalism. And until we really get to that point, it feels like we're going to kind of be stuck in that cycle. And I don't want to be like overly doomer. I'm trying to have that revolutionary optimism, but it's tough because we live in America with a lot of dumb fucks. So
exactly. And I hope that there is something like that, but I gotta tell you, I have seen more voter apathy than I've ever seen in my life. I thought after 2016 there would be a lot. There was a lot, but now, oh my God, there are so many people who are so far removed. They are not going to vote at all. Whether it's usually it's those who vote third party that will write people in, like myself. But this time, there are people who I'm not voting. So I think they're going to have a really fucking rude awakening, because I don't know who's going to win. I have a really strong feeling the Republicans are going to win again, especially if it's Vance for some reason. But I think, they're going to realize that the numbers are going to be really fucking low, especially with the midterms. I think the midterms are going to be abysmal. Really? And it's not going to wake them the fuck up. And they're not going to fucking get it. Like the Dems were like, they came out with this. We did surveys and we did research, and it seems as though Kamala lost because of her support for Israel. No shit. But they finally called it out. Next day, they're like, Kamala is talking about running again. And it's like, you are so fucking stupid. Like, she hasn't changed her stance. Why? Yeah. Like, there are two people in the entire country who have lost to this guy who you say you hate. And running either one of them is so fucking stupid. And they deserve these losses. Unfortunately, we have to fucking deal with it.
They deserve the loss, but we don't deserve the consequences of what happens when they lose. Exactly. It's so frustrating. So my fear with the midterms, and I think you're right, I think that there is a chance that a Republican could win in 2028. I don't know that that's I don't even know that there's going to be free and fair elections in 2028. So that's the first thing. With regard to the midterms, one fear that I have is that if Democrats sweep, which I hope they do, like I want them to be able to have power taken away from Republicans. But if they sweep without really making any substantive changes, the DNC just voted to not condemn AIPAC or not take a stance on Israel or something. Like if they don't make these substantive changes and they think that they can still sweep to victory without changing anything, then they're not going to change anything. And that's kind of like the tragedy in victory, even if it's a win where Republicans are disempowered minimally, what will be the lesson from Democrats, right? Now, if Democrats end up sweeping and they get a majority in the House and the Senate, and then they actually wield power and they impeach Donald Trump, start getting some investigations that lead to indictments, then I'll be like, okay, you know what? Maybe they finally understand it. I've seen some signs of life. I think that the redistricting battle is encouraging. The fact that they have held strong on the DHS funding thing, that's a teeny tiny little area, but I'm looking for any signs of life. But if they just sweep to victory and they do more tweeting and just more Trump bad, and they don't actually meaningfully change things and try to address people's material conditions, then nothing is going to change. And part of the problem is, as many good Democrats as there are, there's not enough courageous Democrats who are at a minimum willing to say leadership is the fucking problem. Hakeem Jeffries is the problem. Chuck Schumer is the problem. So if you can't even condemn someone like Chuck Schumer, for example, who is so obviously just like not able to meet this moment. He supports Trump's war with Iran. Like, he was attacking Trump for not being hawkish enough. If you, as a Democrat, can't even condemn that man and say he shouldn't be leader, then regardless of what policy positions you are, whatever your politics are, you're just not going to be effective and actualize the change that we need. So they really need to be doing a lot of soul searching and more to meet the moment. And, there are some Democrats, again, that are trying, but I just think that they need to move towards the systemic change that we've been looking for. That starts with getting rid of leadership. And so I'll know that they're serious when they get rid of leadership and they actually meaningfully resist Donald Trump. Like, we're talking impeachment, more criminal indictments. Like, I mean, the man, there's endless things. Like, Trump should be charged with like fucking thousands of the amount of crimes that he has committed is fucking staggering. Like, he makes Nixon look like a Boy Scout. This is the most corrupt president ever. So if we can't even get a jail sentence after him, I don't know what to say. I think it will, like, to your point, it's going to lead to more voter apathy, because it just feels like, why vote if nothing matters? And that's not my position. I don't want to discourage people from, participating in electoralism, even though I've soured on electoralism myself. But it's just like, you've got to be able to grasp why people are apathetic and why they've checked out of the system. And I think there's just this like desire to be ignorant to the causal mechanisms, because if Democrats try to learn their lesson, they're going to get answers that they don't like. They're going to have to move away from Israel explicitly. They're going to have to cut off their donors, support Medicare for all, actual policies that are going to make people want to get off their asses and vote for them. And right now, the makeup of the party just isn't conducive to that change. So we're kind of, again, to go back to the cycle, like in this death spiral and voter apathy. And yeah, it's tough, because I wish that there was like one magical solution, but there isn't. And I think that why people, to your point, Joy, are becoming so apathetic is because we were conditioned to think that, the one fix-all is elections. If you don't like the people in power, you just vote them out. But cycle after cycle after cycle, you see things, they really don't change for the better. They just get worse. And the question is, how fast do they get bad? And how bad do they get? And with Republicans, they get really bad really fast. And with Democrats, there's some incremental changes here and there, but we're still backsliding clearly and getting worse. So it just... it's hard to think of a situation where that cycle breaks with the current makeup and the current institutions, the DNC, the D-Trip, the media, all of it. This is late stage capitalism. This is always the end result. That's why capitalism always devolves into fascism, because people lose support in the system and it opens the door to a strongman authoritarian who preys on people who are materially deprived and says, hey, it's the immigrants, it's trans people, let's go get them. And the rest is history.
Yeah. And that's, Chuck Schumer is one of the reasons why he's the epitome of why we need term limits, sidebar. But for fuck's sake, I think then actually, Hakeem is my next thing. Josh, if you want to put that up. Oh, Hakeem.
Oh my God, he actually said this on April 27th, 2026?
Sure did.
Wow.
Sure did.
Wow.
That's the priority. Not Palestine. Not Iran. Not healthcare. No, silly. That's not the priority. Oh, here's another gem.
Oh, that's gonna get Democratic voters excited.
Yeah. I mean,
wow.
Awesome.
Great leadership.
He is like top 5 BB bootlicker. Like top 5.
Yeah.
He
absolutely
is so fucking disgusting. And he has repeatedly said, I will not impeach Trump. Now, before, I was very adamant that they didn't have what they needed because reading what actual impeachment is and how it, or never mind. I mean, the 25th, they didn't have what they needed as far as that. Now, with him trying to press the red button and having to be overruled and stuff, that could be a cause to go to, a hearing for the 25th. Impeachment, he's been impeached before. What does it mean? I don't know. But I think people really somehow don't understand that impeachment literally just means a trial. That's all it means. And you'll hear people saying, well, because that'll get him out. Not necessarily. It didn't before. So it's just the first step. But the fact that you have lead Democrats who are not even willing to be like, yeah, let's do that. Like, what?
It's outrageous. And it's as outrageous that other Democrats, the good Democrats, aren't calling for him to be removed from leadership. I mean, look, you have these inklings here and there, anonymous people who tell Politico time and time again that maybe he doesn't have the support for House Speaker if they take back the House. We'll see. I'll believe it when I see it because they talk a big game and then they all fall in line and they vote for Hakeem Jeffries. I don't know if there's a different leader that they're going to rally behind. They should start making preparations right now. But like, this is the same individual who, after the 2024 election, there was a Rolling Stone article about the first constituency that he called to make amends was not with young people who he lost, not with people of color, not with Arab Americans who they sent fucking Bill Clinton to Michigan to basically scold for being opposed to genocide. He called to make amends with Silicon Valley donors. Yep. That's who his priority is. And it shows in every single thing that he does. And on top of that, like I always play this video clip on my show of him and Chuck Schumer holding hands with Mike Johnson and Joni Ernst saying, we stand with Israel, because that is the essence of these people. During a genocide, a Holocaust streamed in 4K, that is what they chose to do. They went to a pro-genocide rally with Christian fundamentalist Zionists, and they held hands with them and declared their support for Israel. That right there is not the leader of an opposition party. That is controlled opposition. That is somebody who is not on our team. And if Democrats do not get rid of this guy, if they let him to become the House Speaker, then there really is no hope for the party, at least in the short term, because this guy is not looking out for the best interests of American voters. And on top of that, he just, even if he was politically aligned with us and he agreed on all the policies, opposed genocide, Medicare for all, he just doesn't have the fucking sauce. He has no charisma at all. So, I mean, you can't be effective. He wants
to be a rapper all the time. Like, stop, dude. Stop.
He's so cringe.
Like, and he just like tries to put sentences together and it's such an epic fail. He's so fucking smarmy and disgusting, and you're like, okay, we were excited Pelosi got like unseated. Why? If these people are the replacements, like why do we care? I mean,
Pelosi was arguably better. At least she got under Trump's skin more. I guess that's an attribute, right? And as evil and corrupt as she was much more effective at like pissing off Republicans. I don't like that she wielded her power to fuck over the left, but she at least knew how to wield power. With regard to Hakeem Jeffries, the only win that he's notched under his belt is the redistricting thing. He's taking credit for that because he's pressuring Democrats around the country to do that. And look, that's fine. But you undermine your own effectiveness argument when you say shit like this. We're not going to impeach Donald Trump. What do you mean you're not going to impeach Donald Trump? He threatened to kill an entire civilization.
Yeah.
He should be removed in handcuffs. So the fact that impeachment is, where he just, if he's impeached and removed, which is the step that matters, like that would be too light when he should go to prison for all the things that he did. But one of the reasons why Democrats don't like to do that and they like to look forward is because if they held Trump to a standard for like war crimes, for example, we know what happens. Democrats get held to that same standard.
Biden, yep.
Bush, all of them. Yeah, all the Democrats, every Republican and Democratic administration would go to prison for war crimes if they did that. So they're not going to do that. But there's other things that they can do that wouldn't like undercut their own fuckery. Like Trump is the most corrupt president in American history. And we're talking about like the cartoonish corruption. He can't even follow the system of legalized bribery. Like he is profiting off of this presidency. There's that. He's in violation of the emoluments clause. Like they need to fucking go after him. Like they have to. Yeah. They have to, but I can hope in one hand and shit in the other and see which one fills up faster.
He's the guy who smells his own farts, Mike. He smells his own farts.
From a wine glass, mind you.
I can't. I forgot. I couldn't wait to say that. I totally forgot until now, and I was like, I have to say that on the show tonight.
I haven't said that in a long time, too. I need to bring it back. Fart huffers. It really describes these people so well.
Yes. Like, really? You're saying that, Jeffries? You probably like the smell of your own farts. Take that. You know what? That's going to be my new insult.
You should.
When people are mean to me online, I'm going to be like, whatever, dude. You probably like the smell of your own farts.
Put down the wine glass that you farted in, that you're huffing, and have some fucking humility. I don't know. Something like that. I got to workshop it.
We got to... And then let's make it into a song.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
Next show
absolutely.
we can that'll be the opener. Josh, I think I have one more. I'm not sure. I think maybe. Oh, yes. This is the Democrat lady. She is a total shitlib, but she made this video and someone sent it to me and I was like, maybe this is a little bit of a glimmer of hope.
Okay. I'm down for glimmer of hope.
My fellow Democrats, all of you and independent voters who see Donald Trump as an existential threat. How important is it that we get him out of there, that we impeach him, that we hold him accountable? And what is it? Is it all of the letting the billionaires walk in like Elon Musk and do all the Doge cuts, cutting every single program that's important to us? Is it him becoming a multi-billionaire and his boys as well? Is it him putting in all of these sociopaths who are making millions of dollars off of us? Is it the tax cuts for the wealthy? Is it ICE killing American citizens? Is it the Epstein files? Is it waging a war in Iran on behalf of the country that starts with an I? Is it funding a G-side for that same country? Is it aligning himself with the Heritage Foundation and Christian white nationalists to take away all of our rights? What is it? Which one is it for you that's the most important? Or is it all of it? Then tell me, what do you think of this? Yeah. Hakeem Jeffries, who plans on being Speaker of the House if Democrats win the majority at midterms, just said this. And before y'all go listening to his excuses, I want you to understand something, if you don't know this already. He is one of the most well-funded politicians by the country that starts with an I. He attends all their events. He's gone to the country that starts with an I several times. I'm being TikTok friendly here. He is molded and elevated and in power because of AIPAC. And because of that, this war that they are waging and using our tax dollars and our military to wage must continue on if Democrats win the majority. So when those of us say we must vote as many progressives as possible for those congressional House seats in your primary elections coming up, it is vital because he cannot be elected to be Speaker of the House if we win the majority.
Wow.
I'm kind of heartened a little by seeing these, videos, because she's at least talking about accountability for him saying this. Now, she still says, some things in other videos where I'm like, oh my God, shut up. But I think this one, I think she's starting to actually realize okay, wait. And it's the first time she's actually ever spoken about terrorist state of Israel that I've seen. So that's very encouraging as well.
I'm not familiar with her. This is the first I've heard of her, but to know that she is very liberal or shit-lib, as you said, and she's saying all of this, that actually really is encouraging, right? Yeah. But it's the logical conclusion to what we've been seeing, because for 10 years plus, Democratic politicians have been calling Trump a threat to democracy, an existential threat. Rightfully so. I agree with that. So if you make all this huff and puff and then it ends in a wet fart, to go back to our love of fart references, and you say, no, I'm not going to impeach him. I'm not going to impeach this threat to democracy, this existential threat, this criminal, this pedophile rapist, then it makes everything that you say going forward look completely hollow. It makes the whole thing you've been doing, everything you said, look completely phony and inauthentic. And I think that they're not going to be able to do this to their own base. The Democratic Party hates their own base, and they're very good at getting their base to acquiesce. But we're talking about this lady seems like the rank and file, loyal Democratic Party voters, lifelong Democrats. I mean, I'm guessing, I'm not really sure about her specifics, but when you really start to betray these people and you now say, no, I'm not going to impeach Donald Trump, when you have endless reasons to do that, you undermine everything that you've told them and you lose trust. And in some ways, it's nice to see them be so bad at this, because it really does go back to that point about how they're all they're making the argument for us. And there's this saying, it's a cliche, but it's so true. Leftists are right, but too early. And so we get shit for that. But it's true. At this point in time, there's no denying it. If you think that Trump is an existential threat, you have to act with the urgency that is required of an existential threat. And so if impeachment isn't a priority, that just tells me that you don't really believe any of the things that you said. We took the threat of Donald Trump seriously, but you didn't. You were just using him as ammunition to, get more donations and to scare people into voting for you. And, that's not to say that he wasn't a threat, but it shows that they never believed that he was a threat, or didn't believe he was as big of a threat as they said he was. And so it does give me a glimmer of hope to see people like this lady really connect those dots and understand that they've kind of been using their base and just trying to get by doing the bare minimum while saying, hey, it's us or Trump. He's been a metaphorical gun to our heads for more than a decade now. I mean, Republicans have always been crazy. Trump is just the logical conclusion to Republican craziness and fascism. But yeah, I will say I really am encouraged to see this. I mean, she's one person, but like it speaks to what I think I've been seeing a little bit more broadly.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think the last thing I want to talk to you about is you are in Portland. And what about all these frogs and these fancy costumes?
Okay. Let me just say this. At first, I enjoyed the frog stuff at first because it was a hilarious juxtaposition to see Trump talk about how the city's been torn apart by extreme leftists. And then you cut to people dancing in frog costumes. I even have a frog costume. I protested in the frog costume. Full disclosure, okay? Now, I fucking hate it because it really is, it's gone on long enough to where it really feels like they're just making a mockery of the severity of the issue. And I've seen people, like I haven't been there, but in the South Portland facility where all of the ICE activity or the ICE protests are, that one particular building, people are doing like yoga classes. There's like anti-fascist yoga classes and doing like performative dance, just all kinds of weird shit. And I think it's time to get serious. I think that the frog shit was very useful at first for narrative purposes, but now it just makes it look like you're not taking the severity of what's happening in that building serious. I mean, people's human rights are being denied, and it's time for us to actually get serious again. So my thoughts on the frog shit is, okay, wrap it up now. Put the frog costumes in the closets and actually be for real.
You know, that's absolutely an excellent point. Absolutely. Because I kind of had that feeling when I was watching some of the videos. I was like, you know, at first I saw a unicorn and I was like, it's a unicorn. Is this going to be like a furry convention or something? And I was like, yeah, it's fun. But then now it's a meme. Now it's, you know what I mean? And I have to, you know, I was thinking, what about the people in the ICE prisons and stuff?
Right.
What do they think? Are they like, okay, now can we get serious? Because at first, you know, you have people with frog costumes going up to ICE agents and they're backing up. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, is this a rave? Is it a dance party?
Yeah, it looks like a parade.
It does.
And I loved it a lot because it really captured the spirit of Portland. Portland is a very, very like, we're all super kooky. Like our saying is keep Portland weird. So it really was, I love that Portland responded in a very Portlandia way to Donald Trump's characterization of our city. But at this point in time, it feels like we are just making fools of ourselves by doing this stuff, doing the parade shit, the fucking yoga classes, whatever the fuck they've been doing. I'll see a clip from time to time and I'll just like facepalm in embarrassment. I'm like, okay, we have to have a little bit of self-awareness. We like to have fun, but this isn't a fun topic. Like the point is to really delegitimize the claims that were being made about Portland. But now we're just kind of looking a little bit clownish. So I really would like it if like the frog costumes can stay if you're going to protest normally. Like if there's some frog costumes, they're cool. You know, it goes back to Portland. But like we have to be, I just feel like the underlying lack of seriousness is really undermining the cause. Like ICE isn't intimidated. They're not taking them seriously. It's just like, oh, the clown showed up to do clown shit again. And they need to get it together. With that being said, like I don't want to discourage people from political activity. I don't want to discourage them from protesting. But I think that they need to understand that people don't view that as protesting. They're not making anybody uncomfortable. They just are kind of undermining their message at this point in time. Again, go back to the start of it. Loved it. Time has moved on, and we all need to move on with it.
No, that's an absolutely awesome perspective. And it makes so much sense because I think everything's cool at first. And because it has that good intention. And then afterwards it's like, okay, now this is a trend. It's a hobby. It's a meme. And I think it is that because you're not seeing signs and chants anymore. You are
Exactly.
seeing a dance party. That's
there's no demands being made. What's the demand? It's what is doing a yoga class in front of an ICE detention center? Like, what's the message that sends? I guess you can say that it says, oh, we don't fear ICE, but like, you really have to read between the lines to get that message. A regular person who's driving by is going to see that and like, look at these fucking clowns, right? Like, it's got to be clear and concise, and what they're doing now doesn't convey a real clear and concise message.
Plus, honestly, to me, it's kind of like insensitive to be like, I'm out here and I have the freedom to do all these poses and then pick up and leave.
Right.
And you guys are like in between a wall and you guys have no freedom. You're like crunched in a cage with 18 other people. We have all of this space. And so it's also incredibly privileged and insensitive.
Yeah, it just feels like it's almost, I don't want to say making a mockery of people suffering, but it's just insensitive to the human rights abuses that are going on. And I just want us to be a little bit more self-aware, because I think these are good people. I think that their intentions are pure, but I think that they just need a little bit more self-awareness, which, to be fair, you know, a lot of these people might be new, in terms of like they just got politically awakened. I've seen a lot of people like that, you know, where they're getting engaged in politics for the first time. Maybe they're young, maybe they're just mobilized because they are having a visceral response to fascism, which is good. It's just, you know, as we both said, you just gotta, let's rein it in and let's be more serious, I think.
Yeah. No
and we
doubt.
love to be silly. We both love to be silly, but there's a time and a place.
Absolutely. I have hair in my mouth.
I hate that.
Like that. Well, thank you so much for joining. I adore you to pieces.
I loved it. Likewise.
We have to do it again, and not like a bajillion years from now.
Absolutely.
Please promote whatever you'd like, your show, your Twitter, all of the things.
Well, I won't promote my Twitter because that's where I act like a hoodlum, so I don't want them to see my behavior that way. But you can watch me.
Who I am, right? Savage.
You can check me out on YouTube, The Humanist Report. I make videos like 4 days out of the week. I've reined it in because, you know, brain rot. But yeah, watch me on The Humanist Report. And thank you for bringing me on, Joy. Don't be a stranger. Enjoyed this so much. Always happy to see your beautiful face. And this was a blast.
I love you to pieces. I will talk
to you too.
Later.
You take care.
You too. Thanks for watching, guys. Now I'm going to bring in Josh. Josh will be my new guest host. Come on in, Josh. Actually, I have to bring you in. Let me see here if I can figure out how to do that. There we go. There we go. Wait, there we go. Wait. Let me see. What the fuck is that? Is that, wait, I confused. Hold on, guys. Bear with my blind ass as I try to figure out how to press it. Wait, I got it. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Are we on?
Yeah.
Oh, now good. Hello.
Uh-oh. Who's with us?
Oh, that was just the devil. We were having a little chat, the devil and I. We do that sometimes.
Is Mike not just delightful?
Wonderful. You know, it's funny. I was thinking how I was looking the other day. Me and my partner were watching one of his videos, and I was telling her, I was like, back in the day, I used to watch his show when he had like 10,000 viewers, and now he's got like 780,000. It's like, wow. I had I mean, I'm so happy because I've been watching him since the beginning. So it's like, cool. That's so cool. So
me too. And you know what? It's so funny because the first time we spoke in DM, I was like, oh my God, I love you so much. I'm such a huge fan. Like, he was the only like YouTube podcast I watched. And I kind of had a crush on him a little bit.
I won't tell anyone.
I've told him. I texted him that once. But you know, I used to watch him religiously, you know, when he first started. And when I first talked to him, I fangirled the fuck out. And he came on my show and I was like shaking. And this was like 9 years ago. And then the first time I went on the Humanist Report, I was a fucking mess. And I've probably been on there, I don't know, 10 times or something. I don't know. But he's just a wonderful person. He really is. He's so kind and he's so sweet. And he has a pug named Vladimir who's adorable. But in any case, hope you guys enjoyed Mike. He's a sweetie, good dude. But yeah, now we have our own things to get to, sir.
Let's do it. I'm ready. Bring the noise, bring the funk.
The funk. Thanks. Get out of my head.
All right. I want to start with the news from today. So this isn't from today. This is from a while ago.
Wait, it's not up on the screen.
It was. It was, but you put it back away.
Not on mine. Weird.
Right.
Is
now
it
it's up
now?
Yeah, it's up.
Weird. It's not on mine.
It's showing.
Weird.
It's good. But anywho, about a year ago, like, I don't know, 10, 11 months ago, James Comey made a post while he was on the beach, and he said, "Cool shell formation on my beach walk." And it was some shells lined up in the shape of the numbers 86 and 47. Now, when this came out, immediately the Republicans went absolute batshit, and they were like, "He's threatening to unalive the president." And it's like, no, because anyone who's ever worked in a restaurant or anyone who's ever worked in a bar, and by the way, I've worked in bars my whole life, 86 means get them out. I'll tell you, in my many years of working in a bar, never have I been asked by the owner to take the person out back and give them the old, because that's a crime. So for them to be like 86 means this, no, it fucking doesn't. But get this. Did you hear the news about this today, Joy? Why I'm making it a segment? Oh, shit. Holy fuck. Get ready. Get ready. So here's Cash Patel. We'll let him explain.
As you heard from the Attorney General, the U.S. Attorney, former FBI Director James Comey has now been indicted for 2 felony counts. While many of you may read this indictment and view this matter as a simple investigation, it is the farthest thing from that. Every single investigation this FBI, our partners with the Department of Justice, undertake, especially those that involve the threats to harm or hurt or even kill individuals, whether they hold public office or civilians in our country, are met with the same measure of investigative prowess and tools and personnel in partnership with the Department of Justice as anyone else. As the U.S. Attorney indicated, James Comey will be afforded every matter of due process under the United States Constitution. And as the Attorney General indicated, this has been a case that's been investigated over the past 9 to 11 months. These cases take time. Our investigators work methodically. They are career agents, career prosecutors who work these matters. They call the balls and strikes.
Anyway, so he's saying they've been for a year investigating this case. What case? What case? Get ready. I'm going to read to you now. I'm going to read to you this insane indictment count.
And this was today?
This just came out earlier today. Here we go. This is the United States of America versus James Bryan Comey Jr. The grand jury charges count 1 on or about May 15th, 2025, in the Eastern District of North Carolina. The defendant, James Bryan Comey Jr., did knowingly and willfully make a threat to take the life of and to inflict bodily harm upon the President of the United States, in that he publicly posted a photograph on the internet social media site Instagram, which depicted seashells arranged in a pattern making out 8647, which a reasonable recipient who is familiar with the circumstances would interpret as a serious expression of an intent to do harm to the President of the United States. And then count 2, they say defendant knowingly and willfully did transmit interstate and foreign commerce communications. So they're trying to get him on like interstate, like communication fraud because he sent it in a different state, but it went internationally because it went on social media. I don't even know what.
Wait, my head's gonna explode.
I know. I know. It's the most frivolous case I think I've ever heard of the DOJ making. Like, they're saying that he had intent to unalive the president because he said 8647.
Oh my God. So what this comes down to is some sent someone on the administration a screenshot of the tweet, and after what happened this weekend, they're like, well, here's an example, we better do something about this. And they're being opportunists. What?
It goes beyond even that, Joy, because it was from a few weeks back, maybe 2 or 3 weeks back. There was some point where Trump was complaining about Bondi not going after Comey. And that's ultimately why she got fired. That was a big part of it, because he wanted his political enemies prosecuted. And she wouldn't, because she couldn't, because there was no case. Well, Blanche is ready and willing.
Because of this.
What was that?
Did he cite this specifically?
Did who cite it? I'm sorry?
Trump. Like, when he wanted to fire her, was it because of this specifically?
He didn't, because again, he didn't fire her. She went off to a great new career in the private sector, and she did wonderful, blah, blah, blah. But no, he'd been complaining in the weeks that led up to it that she wouldn't go after fucking Comey and his other enemies.
But he never said why he wanted to go after Comey, is what I'm asking.
Oh, well, we know why, because he believes that Comey somehow had something to do with Obama, like doing some backdoor investigation into him, Russia, all that shit. He's convinced. And this is funny to me, because James Comey, let's be real, James Comey is probably, if you're going to blame anybody other than Trump and Hillary, you can say that he is probably the most single-handed person in the weight of how that election went, because it was like 2 days before the election. It's like, the FBI is now officially going to be investigating Hillary Clinton. That was huge. That was the November surprise for her.
And I want to say that she is extremely careless and negligent.
Yeah. Yep. So what I'm telling you is, like, Trump somehow can't understand that this dude is basically the reason he got in the first place. But then he found stuff, and again, that he believes that James Comey, like, working with Obama, did like spying on him or some shit. But I still have yet to see any evidence of it. I keep hearing about it. And now he's going after him for whatever he can get him on. And I guess he's going after a social media post of shells on the beach. I mean, this is incredible stuff. I would any judge not throw this out immediately?
Well,
I mean,
I'm sorry, but every time I think of James Comey, all I think of is the meme that us burners always shared when it had a picture of him at the desk at the trial, and it said, worth 2,184 delegates, because basically we were like, get that bitch in jail, and let Bernie be the nom, and then, you know what I mean? Like, he had the opportunity to hold her accountable for her illegal actions, and he did nothing. And Trump campaigned the first time, I'm gonna arrest Hillary.
Lock her up. Lock her up.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they chanted at every single rally? That's weird that he never locked her up.
You know what? In a way, though, I'm going to be like, as desperately as I want that still, the fact that it would have been him doing it would have been really bad, because then Democrats would have been like, well, it's only because of him. It wouldn't have been that she did anything wrong. It would have been
acknowledge reality, you know.
it would have been they're being defensive because obviously he's doing something fucked up and it shouldn't be done, when in fact it should be done. It's just a stupid trash heap of, dog shit doing it.
No, for sure. Well, and then I wanted to share this because I think it's so funny that now that the DOJ is going after James Comey for making a threat against a president, they should probably look at Jack Posobiec, because back in 22, he texted or he posted on Twitter 8646 about Joe Biden. Now, so what was he saying? Was he threatening the life of Joe Biden? Should he be brought up on charges today for threatening a former president, a then sitting president? What is this? Because again, I know what he meant when he said 8646. I know exactly what he meant because I'm not an idiot. So I'm not going to say that this dude should go to jail. But these fuckers think that. So put Jack Posobiec in jail too. Why not?
Oh my God, I can't. 86 is like a very common term. I think it's funny that
it's what everybody knows.
I think it's kind of funny that someone Comey's age knew what 86 was in a way. I think that's kind of humorous.
What I think is amazing is that anybody claims it's anything else. I want to show you. I want to show you an example of that. Watch this fucking dumb bitch on CNN just make up reality whole cloth and then just get laughed at. It's kind of amazing. Watch this.
It does take a bit of time, so this was not something that was done immediately in response to Saturday's event.
Casey, that's such an important.
Uh-oh, hold on. Where'd my audio go? Hold on. Sorry, I fucked up the audio.
Casey, that's such an important distinction here because Donald Trump or Todd Blanche did not indict this individual. It was a federal grand jury that did. And I do have to say, I think if Kash Patel, if he posted this image 8648 to a future President Kamala Harris or a future President Gavin Newsom, I think that every single person at this table would really take real issue with it. Is it criminal? That's what the grand jury, and that's what it's going to have to be seen what that evidence is and what the charges are actually brought forward. But I do think it's important we see that evidence. And by the way, the comment that 86 just means something to do with getting someone out of a restaurant. A lot of people in the law enforcement community use 86 as talking about a public execution or execution by mobsters, which is 8 miles out. That I worked at a Department of Homeland Security.
DOJ, they did not use it at the FBI.
I let you speak if you'll let me. 8 miles out and 6 feet deep to bury a body. So that has been used. So if he hasn't heard that phrase, if you haven't heard that phrase, I'm very surprised.
I will. It does take a bit.
Just inventing new realities. God, I hate these people. Don't you know?
Who wants the girl
out 6 feet deep or whatever?
What does that even mean? Who is that?
Oh, the woman, who was it? Sorry, I don't even know her name. It was Tricia McLaughlin, and she's the former senior advisor to Vivek Ramaswamy and his 2024 presidential campaign.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just love hearing people literally just inventing reality and just finding it's like what's it called? The thing where you'd use math to figure out secret meanings like gematria or something like that. It's like gematria. Yeah, it's like that, but with just bullshit. They're like, look, I can take these two numbers and I can make them mean the thing that I say they mean. It never meant that. No one's ever heard of that. They're trying to make you think that that's a thing because they say it's a thing. Sorry, I get freaked out when people fuck with my objective reality.
Absolutely incredible. Wow. Oh my God.
I have one last thing here. We got Comey's response, which I figure we got to give this dude his chance to respond here. So,
well, they're back. This time about a picture of seashells on a North Carolina beach a year ago. And this won't be the end of it. But nothing has changed with me. I'm still innocent I'm still not afraid, and I still believe in the independent federal judiciary, so let's go. But it's really important that all of us remember this is not who we are as a country. This is not how the Department of Justice is supposed to be. And the good news is we get closer every day to restoring those values.
So that was his response to the seashell gate or whatever we're calling this. Oh, what a crazy, I got it. I'm serious. Like, I've seen some stupid fucking charges in the past, but they were always based on something that it was at least legally actionable. I do not see a single judge, no matter how sycophantic of Trump, to get this and be like, well, obviously we have to throw out your First Amendment rights, which say that you can make a joke, which, by the way, a joke that wasn't about unaliving the president. It never was. So
I think maybe that Jack Posobiec tweet may help. Just because it's like, well, if you don't arrest him too, you need to throw this out.
Yeah, because then
I think that could actually help Comey.
Yeah, it's possible.
I bet you if somebody went to Twitter and typed in, you know, those numbers, I bet you a fuckload of things would come up.
Yeah. And again, you can like it's like gematria, where you can just take the number and make it mean whatever you want. I could say 8 means the 8 million people that died, blah blah blah, and the 6 that means 6,000 whatever. And again, if I say that with enough confidence, enough conviction, and say that other people have been saying it forever, everybody's saying it, tremendous, everybody agrees, well, maybe then it becomes reality. And I'm tired of that. I want to go back, Joy. I miss objective reality, Joy. This fucking shit they're doing is breaking my fucking brains. I'm tired. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired.
I'm tired, boss. I'm tired.
This is hard. This is hard to live through. Well, I have one more quick segment that I want to do. That I wanted to. I'm calling it for people wanting to expatriate to China is what I'm going to call this segment. So basically, I first have lots of evidence for why people are very fed up with American life. Here I have Melanie Diarigo. She posted Unusual Whales, or retweeted it. Unusual Whales posted, half of Americans say it's hard to afford food now per Lending Tree. So per their poll, half of Americans are now struggling to afford food. And then she says U.S. billionaires increased their wealth by over 1.5 trillion so far in the last year. Our system is designed by the very rich to exploit and extract wealth from everybody else. My next piece of evidence. Actually, that's in the wrong section entirely. I'll stick that somewhere else. Ding, ding, ding. And then I got this. Justin. Kid Rock addresses the Pentagon on the Strait of Hormuz. This is real. They had Kid Rock give an address to the troops and people at the Pentagon about the Strait of Hormuz.
Can you point to it on a map?
He can't.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm certain of that. I am certain of this.
Wow.
Yeah. So Kakistocracy, Idiocracy.
He's the new Elon Musk. He's the new no politics experience, nothing like that. But now he's like assuming a role.
I just love that Kid Rock, who, let's be real, on any normal day, we'd call him like a D-list celebrity at best. At best. And somehow he has reached like the pinnacle of fame, but only among the MAGA people, because everybody else doesn't give two shits
though, because
about
even
this
they're
dude.
making fun of him.
I hope
And,
so.
like,
He's so obnoxious.
Like towards the end of Trump's campaigning, and even like some turning point events, they were having Kid Rock play, and the audience was just like, and people were actually getting out of their seats and going to bathroom, concession stand, wherever,
Well, you saw the performance. He was awful. He wasn't even lip syncing well. He kept like just dropping his arm and not even pretending to sing into the mic anymore. And it's just like, dude, you're not even pretending. How much did they pay you? And why don't you care that they paid you that much?
Yeah, and then like, he goes in the hot tub fully, pantsed with RFK Jr., which is awesome. And
man,
maybe that's how he got the speaking gig.
Yeah, and maybe a brainworm to boot. So
Yep.
I assume that they transmit. I assume. Scary stuff.
It transmits a lot, I'm sure.
All right, more of the wonderful
BD.
No shit. More of the wonderful reasons that people are going to want to get the fuck out of here. I got the Department of State is finalizing a plan to put Trump's picture on U.S. passports. Not just his picture, but his golden signature. So, yeah.
What?
I just think he's trying to curse us.
Like when he's out, it should be updated with the.
I don't know. It drives me crazy because it's like if I'm traveling, I understand that my passport straight up says right on it the United States and all that, but I don't want people remembering that the United States is this guy because I just don't want that dude at that passport line in whatever country I am escaping to open that up and see his face and be like, you motherfucker, you're coming here, you're one of these motherfuckers. No, I swear. I swear.
I literally went to Ireland 2 days after the 2016 election. Swear to you, 2 days after it. And oh my God, I said I was from Canada all fucking week. And I'm not even lying. Yeah. Because they'd be like, oh, how do you feel about your new president? And I'd be like, I'm from Canada. Yeah, like I was just like, holy fuck, like I'm just not like I was
telling my friend that is right now on trip to Mexico, I was like, you need to get you a maple leaf shirt before you go. Like just anywhere you go outside of the American borders, you need a Canadian representation on your body.
Or at least a fuck ice shirt.
Something. Fuck. Goddamn. All right. I got more. This is from Finance Lancelot here, but they posted 70% of U.S. farmers say they can't afford fertilizer that they need for this year's growing season, and they plan to reduce their crop sizes to compensate. To which Marjorie Taylor Greene responds, one day in the future, parents will tell their children that it was because of Trump's war on Iran that caused farms to fail because farmers couldn't afford fertilizers and the cost of farming was too high. And instead of world peace, Lindsey Graham pounded his fist and said, drop the nukes and give Trump $400 million to build that ballroom. So, yeah, she's 1 bajillion% correct here.
Yep.
And then just more of that lovely proof that I've been giving y'all. Trump doubles back on his credit card swipe fees after decrying the out-of-control swipe fee ripoff, because that's what he said at his rallies, trying to get people to vote for him. He has now blocked individual states from addressing that problem, claiming that federal rules override your state laws.
What's his swipe fee?
So every single time you run a credit card, the business that you run
for the store. Yeah.
Visa and MasterCard.
Right.
And then so they get a VIG, a cut of every single purchase on earth, basically. They get a piece for some reason. So, yeah, a lot of businesses are really struggling because, I mean, it's a lot. Like, sometimes that fee can be as much as, like, I don't know, 8%, depending for some people. And, like, that's insane that you have to pay that for, like, a quick phone line to go and then send a piece of information in like, a split second. How does that cost 8% of a purchase?
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, Trump ran on, we got to get these rip-off fees taken care of. And now he's literally preventing individual states from doing so. So, yay. And then I think I have, yet another piece of evidence. Here we go. Breaking. Justice Department announces it's readopting the firing squad as means of execution. Yay! It's so funny. I was thinking to myself, I always wanted to go out hard like Che Guevara, but now in America, I might finally get my chance.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I love that guy, by the way. I just love him.
Oh, hold the pain in, Harold.
Is that his name, Harold?
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, me too.
I love him. And you know what's so funny? I just love his memes so much. They make me so happy. But the first time I had to get a blind accessibility catalog, he was on the back cover.
I love it.
And I was like, why the fuck is he on there? But I'm so excited. I was so fucking depressed to get that catalog. And I'm like, Frank, look. And I was like, and he's like, no way, he's on the catalog. Like, it was just very exciting.
That's awesome.
I digress, but love you, Harold.
So then I wanted to real quick then share this. I saw that Hedgeye was trying to shit on China for their real estate market dropping. And they say China's real estate market has erased all gains from the last 20 years. But I got to tell you, I laughed so hard because I'm like, what's that? You're complaining because China has affordable housing? They're the bad guys because they have affordable housing?
China.
I love that spin. I love that spin of look at how the real estate market's doing so poorly in China. It's like, that's not the market doing poorly. That's the people doing well. And it's all in how you fucking perceive it. You know? Yeah. All right. And then one last thing. Get this. For the average price of a car in the United States, you could buy 5 brand new Chinese electric vehicles. 5 of them. Now, of course, you can't do that because the United States, as you know, has a 100% tariff on Chinese electric vehicles to make them much more difficult to purchase. Because, you know, America. So, yay. Wow. Anyways, that's why that was my little, hey, if you're feeling like moving to China, I feel you. Moment. That's all. Wow. I want a cheap electric car, Joy. That's what I'm saying. And affordable housing. That's all I want. That's all.
Hey, I want to be able to drive. Like, my affordable car doesn't exist.
No, it will. They're working on them driverless cars. You could just be like driving Miss Daisy, but it'll be nobody driving. I mean, that'll be great.
I ain't doing that. I'd rather my blind ass drive a car than go in a car nobody's driving.
Okay.
I saw a guy who got in an Uber, a self-driving Uber, and he filmed it the whole time. And he was like shaking. The camera was like this. It was fucking terrifying. He's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Here comes a stop sign. Oh my God, it doesn't look like it's stopping. Oh my God, oh my God. And then someone like pulled out in front of him slightly and stuff. Oh my God. I was like having the worst anxiety watching it.
Yeah, it reminds me of one that I watched years ago. It was from, I think it was a Wired article. It was brilliant. So what they did is they got a hold of like the manufacturers of like some super high-end SUVs. I forget. It was either like Jeep or Wrangler or one of these big ones, And they asked them to join them. No, it wasn't the car company. They asked journalists to get into this vehicle, and it wasn't an automated driving car, but it had all these cool special automated features and shit. And what the hacker did is he gave them the chance to drive this vehicle so he could show the exploit that he found. And the exploit that he found, he used it to jam the fucking brakes while they were in the middle of the highway and veer the fucking wheel hard to the left so that they were blocking the fucking both lanes. stuck there in the middle of the fucking highway. And they did this to let them know that every single fucking vehicle that had been produced with this computer component in the last so many years by this company can be taken over like that remotely.
Wow.
And so they were just trying to make a point to the journalists, but I'm like, man, that is the most life-threatening point I've ever heard of. But that's hackers, man. They're intense like that.
Wow.
But that's what I'm saying. It's scary shit because this wasn't even an auto-driving car. It was just a car with automatic features that include things like killing the car mid you driving it because a hacker said to. Like, whoa.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's fucking scary.
Super creepy. Well, we've got a few topics for your thing as well. So let's get to some of your topics, yeah?
Hey, we're flipping the script, you guys, okay? Normally, I would put this like late in the video, but as you are about to see in the segment I'm going to show you at the very beginning of this video, when we look at the security footage, I'm going to prove it to you for 100% sure this is AI. This is not a real video.
I'm going to refresh this because it's being weird. It's like skipping on me. Sorry.
Now, in fairness, I don't know who this guy is. I have no idea. So you can, right after the video, you can turn it off.
Okay.
Not a real video. This is AI. I'm going to prove it to you right now. And it's not just because it says CapCut AI right there. Watch this. So before I show you guys that the security footage that you've seen that Benny Johnson posted and that kind of ripper is 100% for sure AI altered, like really heavily, so obvious. I'm going to prove it to you. Before we do that, okay, I just want to see if there's anything that indicates that anyone on the inside knew something weird was going to happen tonight. Okay. So first I just wanted to show you guys this, right? So this is Caroline Levitt. Okay. So they're going to ask her like, what should we expect from the night? Okay. And believe me, if you've seen this clip, we are going somewhere you probably have not seen yet. Okay. Here you go.
Ready to rumble, is he not?
He is ready to rumble. I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room.
Shots fired, huh? Wow.
I apologize.
And then let's go over here. So after the event, okay, I want you guys to listen to this witness testimony and how they got axed off of Fox News before they were able to finish their story. And just, you guys tell me if anything, from what you just saw lines up to this. Okay. Let's see.
I want to just quickly tell you, I was sitting next to Caroline Levitt, the press secretary's husband.
So the woman who just said shots fired, this witness is saying she was sitting next to that one's husband. Sounds like maybe he might have had a little bit too much to drink because loose lips sank ships.
He was one of our guests. He was seated right next to me, and right as the dinner was starting, the national anthem happened, and then he kind of leaned over and said, I watched you on TV, you do a great job. You need to be very safe. And he was just very serious when he said that to me. And he kind of looked around the room and he said, there are some.
Oh, they cut her off.
You could press stop now.
That's it. They cut.
Yeah, sorry.
Isn't that interesting though?
Yeah. I saw that too. And what I would enjoy is right after they cut her off, which sure felt intentional, the reporter then tries to excuse it. And they're like, this kind of thing happens when there's a large event and there's a lot of people trying to all get out on the same cell tower at the same time. And it's like, it sounds like you cut her off because she was about to say something she wasn't supposed to.
Yep. Like, why? Let's say this is true. Why would he look at her and say, you need to stay safe? For what?
Yup.
Bananas.
And then I've got one more in this one for you. Do you want to do that next one?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Hold on, I gotta reload it. I don't know why Facebook, the audio always crashes on the Facebook video.
Revealed as much as our brave president, Donald Jehoshaphat Trump, who sat down with Nora O'Donnell the next day to explain that fear was definitely not the emotion he was feeling.
I wasn't worried. I could see what was going on at the door. I also saw a lot of very strong, physically strong, really attractive law enforcement people come through those doors.
Does that matter? Is that part of how attractive? Look, I don't want my life saved by a 6. I don't want some pig face walking. We got to go, Mr. President. Not with you, friend. Not happening. But how did it feel? You surrounded by really attractive law enforcement.
And frankly, it made me feel very safe.
Yeah, I'm not sure safe was the emotion. Yeah, I saw them come in and I felt myself get safe as a rock. They were so attractive, safe as a rock. That's why I didn't stand up to run. Took a moment to think about baseball. But Trump wasn't only impressed with the officers' good looks or their asses being so taut that any shooter's bullets would have just bounced right off them. He was also impressed with their skill.
They drew those guns so fast, they look like Matt Dillon.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Matt Dillon? Is Donald Trump so old he's confusing the guy from Something About Mary with Matt Damon from the Bourne movies? But it's not true. Trump is actually so old he's not confused at all. He's referencing Marshall Matt Dillon from the Gunsmoke TV show. A show that I'm too young to have watched. Yeah. This. Look at this. Are you seeing this? I'm too young.
Stop it now, because I know they're going to take my show down. I know they will. But yeah, he was like very good looking people. That was interesting. I saw mainly men, but okay.
Did you see that from a few weeks ago when he was at the UFC fight, like flirting with the UFC dude that won? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh God, he's like, you're just so handsome, you're so well built. I'm gonna stroke you a little bit while I tell you how handsome you are. It's like, God, dude, you are the most closeted president I think we've ever had, and we had Abraham Lincoln. So just say,
yeah, but don't forget, like in the E-Files, apparently him and Bill Clinton. You know, don't forget.
Who hasn't blown Bubba? Am I right?
I mean,
he's practically required to work in his administration.
This is fair. This is very fair. I just sent you one I forgot to send.
Oh no.
And you can send you can stop it right after the after he shows the video.
Wait, the one you sent me was the one we just played though.
It's not. I thought it was.
Okay, hold on.
And then when you played it, I realized it was the wrong one.
Okay.
I think it might just be a segment.
All right. Keep chatting while I get it.
So anyway, yes.
Anyway.
A wonderful day in the news, of course. Yeah, this one is this upcoming clip. It's very interesting. It is on the more conspiracy theorist side, but I don't see it as such because it's Actually, quite interesting.
I can't.
I want you guys to say in the comments if you think it was real or a false flag.
All right. My audio just crashed. Joy, I'm going to have to back out and come back in. So you're going to have to keep chatting for a minute, okay?
Okay. So yeah, please, in the comments, just tell me what your thoughts are. If you think it was real, false flag, what your thoughts are, because I'm really curious. I'm seeing a mixture. And I know for many of us, this is the first president who's had attempts on it in our lifetime. So it's definitely interesting. I gotta say, when Obama was elected, I thought for sure, being the first Black president, like it was gonna happen, at least an attempt, I thought. But this time, yeah, apparently 3 so far, I guess. I don't know how many other psychos are going to come out.
All right. I got your video. Let me get it shared to you here. All right. Let's see if this is the correct video. It looks like the same video at the same time and everything. Are you sure?
I know, but I don't think it is.
Okay, we'll try it.
Hey, we're flipping the script, you guys. Okay. Normally, I would put this like late in the video, but as you are about to see in the segment I'm going to show you at the very beginning of this video, when we look at the security footage, I am going to prove it to you for 100% sure this is AI. This is not a real video. This is AI.
I think this is the same video.
I
So far, it has
prove it to you right now, and it's not just because it says CapCut AI right there. Watch this. So before I show you guys,
can I skip it ahead?
Security footage that you've seen.
No, it is the same. Then you must have just cut off the beginning.
For sure.
No,
AI,
no, it's like a 20-minute video. It's somewhere in the video.
Okay, never mind then. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can take it off. Never mind.
Yeah,
There is
yeah.
a part where he shows that the guy, the unaliver attempter, is holding a sign, and then the sign disappears all of a sudden. But in any case, yeah, I don't know why. Huh?
AI.
I was
We've
trying
got
to jump
AI
ahead to it.
make a ruling on what this is, whether it's legit, whether it's not legit, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But first, I want to just show you guys what is on this thing and then compare it to what we know about this story. But this is incredibly suspicious. Okay, so check this out. All right. So here we are right here. Okay. Now keep in mind, this is the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Okay. So here's him right here, right? And he is ready to go. And he's running. What was that? Okay. You guys looking at that? He looks like he's holding a sign, right? He's holding a sign. He's holding a sign there, and all of a sudden it gets swallowed by his face. One more time. I just want to make sure you guys see that, okay? He's holding a sign, right? We can zoom in on that and make it a little bit easier for everyone to see, right? He's holding a sign, okay? And now he's running with the sign. Here he comes, guys. He's holding a sign, and his face swallows it.
Maybe he's eating the sign.
Where did his sign go?
It was delicious.
It's not on the ground. It's nowhere. His face swallowed the sign.
I don't know. He might have just literally eaten the sign. Like, I've seen people do
Very
it.
possible.
No,
Yeah,
that's
so I think
definitely
that's-
a hint that that's AI. Yeah.
Huh?
I said that's definitely a hint that it's AI. Now, he was making the claim the reason it had the AI CapCut logo in it was because they ran it through the AI CapCut program to determine if it was AI. To me, that is a red flag, because I'm like, well, maybe this is an AI generated video off of the original video. I'd have to go back and watch the original video now to see if there's a sign, because I didn't remember seeing that. But then again, he runs so goddamn fast, it's like hard to see anything. So,
but also the interesting thing is, and like I said, I don't know this guy. That's why I wanted to just shut it off as soon as the video was played like that. The interesting thing is one of the like bodyguards or what have you, they are already facing a certain way, even though there's hallways going multiple ways. They are already facing the way that the attempted shooter is coming towards.
Yeah, they're faced
away. Very interesting.
From...
They're not, it's not like keeping an eye out just to get. No, they are looking at the direction completely straight on that he ends up coming from. It's weird. I don't know. It is what it is, but I think it's fucking weird.
It hit me as weird too.
What's that?
It hit me as weird too, for sure.
What did the comments say? Because I asked people to put in if they think it's a false flag or real.
So somebody had said that it's not reported on widely, but there were a couple of attempts on Obama. Actually, apparently, I was looking into it. 11 attempts on Obama, including one person that got off 25 automatic rifle shots at the White House front.
What?
Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
Yes.
I would say you're correct. It's not reported on widely.
No.
Wow.
And but it's partly because I think they were trying to like tamp down, copycat type shit, since it was so prolific under Obama.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like Obama just isn't the kind of character to be like, I'm the chosen one. God has spared me again. I want to hold a giant conference about why this shooting means that I got to get my way. He never did any of that. He never said, poor me, I am the victim. He never did that. I never heard Obama going on and on about 11 attempts on his life. Not once. So I think it's partly to do just with the kind of character difference,
Yeah, a warmongering piece of shit.
Well, he's a warmongering piece of shit, but he knows that you don't go around bragging about how great you are, that people trying to unalive you all the time.
Well, I think it's interesting, though, that he didn't at least use it to go anti-gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because usually Democrats are like, they use every situation as an opportunity to do that. That's interesting. I had absolutely no idea. Any comments on if people think this is real or false flag?
Mostly just that, some people said fake, people said staged. Yeah. I got the same vibe, because like I said, you watch the video and you see when the gunshots go off, most of the people in the room react instinctually. They're like, they look towards where they're hearing these sounds, like, whoa, Trump doesn't move. He's just like not phased at all. So that tells me that either he's got like dementia and he's not reacting to gunfire, even though everyone else in the room is, or he knew it was going to happen, and so he doesn't seem all that shocked, surprised, or bothered by it. Like,
here's
not even
my issue with that, though. I don't think they tell him anything, because dude talks, okay? Like, literally, if he knew ahead of time, I'm telling you, he would have called a press conference and been like, there's never been so many attempts on a president's life. I have the most attempts, the biggest attempts.
It might happen tonight. You never know.
Exactly. I don't think they tell him shit.
I would.
Because there's no way he's keeping it a secret. No way.
Honestly, I feel like if you wanted to get information to the most people possible, you would tell Donald Trump that it's a secret not to tell anyone.
Exactly.
And
Which is why and also telling him he can't do something.
Yes,
when
tell
he
him
was
he can't
running
tell
in
anyone.
2016, I literally would tweet to him, "You would never do Medicare for all. You could never do it. You
Coward.
could never achieve it." I was like, if he sees tweets like this, he's gonna fucking do it because we're challenging him. He can't do
Yes.
it.
If you don't give us universal health care, you clearly have a small penis. And you don't have a small penis, do you, Trump?
I heard you do, even though the thought of him makes me want to barf.
Well, I've heard it too, but I think he could prove us all wrong tomorrow if he gave us universal health care.
I think he could do like pull in Elizabeth Warren and be like, really? Really? Look what I can do. Really?
I'm going to say it, Joy. Universal health care, that's big dick energy.
It is big dick energy, dude. That is big dick energy. Yep.
Somebody let him know. Somebody let him know. All right, let's move on. We got your next topic here.
This is David Wilcox, and this morning he became the 12th scientist to unalive himself. Take a listen to what he said on his final
David
live
Wilcox?
Every day that I have on earth is a gift and a blessing, and I'm very grateful for that.
No.
Because, frankly, people are disappearing. Scientists are going missing. Now they're saying they're going to investigate this. The president himself is saying they're going to look into this and see if anything's going on. It's a little bit scary.
His last live, the thumbnail was a picture of Trump in his Jesus robe. And it was, has Trump lost his mind? Is he the Antichrist?
No, it was not.
Yes, it was.
Oh, no.
I think this is really weird. This is from his last live.
Okay, here we go.
And I am so grateful, and we'll do the typical lead out here. And A-N-D, not E-N-D, and scene.
I mean, I don't know. So, like, the bigger question is, like, what is actually going on? Whether these people killed themselves, they were killed, is like, what are
Why?
the secrets of why?
On February 19th, Trump tweeted out, based on the tremendous interest shown, I will be directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, and UFOs, and any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters. God bless America.
And what is your takeaway from that particular message right there?
It's
right?
Jeffrey Epstein 2.0. We're releasing all the files, except there's 3 million we haven't seen, and they're going to release some information that they have, and they got to whack everybody that's going to contradict or come out and say, hey, sorry, I am an academic. I've been studying this for 20 years. We actually have different information. One by one, they're plucking them out, and they're gone.
Is Kash Patel really going to get to the bottom of this?
Of course not.
You know, is he actually serious?
Oh my God. You know who did this?
What?
Who killed these people?
Who?
Tyler Robinson.
That's nuts. I didn't know David Wilcock died. I wasn't
it
aware.
gets worse.
What the hell? That's the first I'm hearing of this today. Good Lord.
It's not from today. It's from 2 days ago.
All right. Let's see.
It's going to blow your mind. The 13th scientist, number 13, NASA nuclear engineer, found burned in Tesla after vanishing from his Alabama home last year. I just reported number 12 yesterday, and I'm reporting number 13 today. 29-year-old Joshua LeBlanc was not just any NASA engineer. He worked on nuclear propulsion systems, one of the most sensitive areas in aerospace. His body burned beyond recognition, and police confirmed his identity 3 days later after the body was transported to the Alabama Department of Forensic Science. And at the time, his family said they feared he had been abducted and that he had left his phone and wallet in his home at the time of the disappearance. Why are all these scientists leaving their phones behind when they leave? So since he didn't have his phone, police tracked LeBlanc down using data from his Tesla Sentry mode and found that his vehicle sat at the airport in Huntsville for hours on the morning of his passing. His family said his trip west was not part of his plan for the day and that uncharacteristically he was not communicating with them. A LinkedIn page for LeBlanc says he worked at NASA for about 5.5 years and that he was a team lead for NASA's space nuclear propulsion instrumentation and control maturation. NASA SNP technology, quote, would enable faster and more robust transportation for crew and cargo missions to Mars and science missions to the outer solar system, according to the government's agency website. When this happens to someone of this level of clearance, you don't just call it a mystery and move on, especially when several other individuals tied to aerospace, defense, and nuclear-related work have either passed or disappeared.
I hope you enjoyed the clip. Feel free to...
Crazy.
It's insane. 13 at this point. And the fact that Wilcox literally made a video 2 days ago that was like, a lot of scientists are winding up dead or missing. And just so you know, like, it is so common to see people who make videos who say, I am not suicidal. Like, they started that way. And I'm talking not just scientists, I'm talking journalists, I'm talking literally anybody and everybody. At this point, it's fucking scary. And
no, look at this. Look at this shit, Joy. I went to look to see if he was really dead because I couldn't believe it. And I found this. He posted in the end of 2022, I plan on living, not suicidal at all, just concerned about what happens when you prove God is real. So, yeah, he even made the I'm not suicidal post.
In 2022.
End of 2022, yeah. So that's some wild shit.
Bananas.
That's
Absolutely
some
bananas.
super wild shit. Okay. And then there's one more in this topic.
No, that's a duplicate. Don't worry about that one.
No worries. Well, then we'll jump to our next section here.
So this I wanted to touch on Sunday. My local organization that I'm a part of, Harrisburg Palestine Coalition, we did an event where we read testimonials of Palestinian people who have been imprisoned in the terrorist state of Israel. And I am going to encourage you to watch that. I live streamed it Sunday. But I am going to tell you, it fucked me up more than anything else has. It fucked me up. Like, I mean, I had to cancel plans afterwards. I was essentially crying in the fetal position. What they have done to these people, you don't know. Trust me, you do not know the depths of it. You don't. I've been reporting on this shit for years, even before October 7th. Trust me. I found myself like every 3 minutes in that video just saying, please take care. Please, just trigger warning, like just non-stop. This shit fucked me up. And I am going to tell you, huge trigger warning, but I do feel like people should fucking watch it, because I do not want people to be desensitized to the numbers and the percentages and shit. We talk about how these prisoners, there's over 10,000 Palestinian hostages in these so-called prisons. This is their stories. This is their testimonials. Okay? I am not going to even mention half of what has been done to these people, because I want you guys to watch the stream and I want you to take care. And if you cannot watch it, I totally understand. But I am talking about things like having body parts amputated when there is nothing wrong with them without anesthesia. I'm talking about binding your hands and legs together and hanging you for 18 hours. I am talking about not being given food for days and days and days, and then being given a square of moldy bread. I am talking about being told that every single person in your family is massacred and you should just give up. I am like, that is the not even half of what, like, I can't even think about it. Like, when I tell you, I have never been so fucked up from covering something in doing this show over 8 years. It made me physically ill when I got home. I mean, I cannot stress this enough. I really hope people watch my stream. I really do. And if you turn it off after a minute, I totally get it. There were times you're probably going to hear me like trying to stifle absolute sobs during this. And it is so fucking bad. Like, I cannot even tell you guys. But I do hope you at least try to watch even the first few minutes, because it is their words. There is nothing more important than their words. And you are going to hear from teenagers, 14-year-old, 15-year-olds, who have had the most unthinkable, disgusting things that you have never even seen or conceived of in fucking horror films. But again, I do hope some of you watch it, at least a little, so you can understand just how important this fight is.
Yeah.
It is the most important fight of our lifetime. I had to talk on it. I fucking had to.
No, for sure. It's funny what you were talking about. It was got my brain jogged, and I was thinking about one of the interviews that I saw where it was a doctor, a Palestinian doctor, who was held for almost a year, some insane amount of time. But he talked about an experience when he was first like taken to one of the torture black site facilities. He was blindfolded, shackled, and he said they walked him into this room. He couldn't see where he was going because, again, he's blindfolded. But he said he could hear the sounds of muffled cries and screams, but they were coming from above him. And he said when they finally took the blindfold off of him, the ceiling was filled with people hanging from shackles, like in adult diapers, just hanging there from their red swollen joints for days on end.
Yeah.
Like the kind of shit that would make the Marquis de Sade blush. It's fucking incredible that such evil can even exist on this planet, or that anyone could go along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Truly.
It's fucked up. It's really fucked up. But again, I wanted to bring it up because I do hope that at least some of you try to at least listen to even one testimonial. Because I think I know personally, I have never been more determined to fight for them than I am after hearing those testimonials.
Well, we have a few more in the topic of Gaza, so shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Thing about being Jewish. As a Jew, I would say there is nothing hard about being Jewish right now. Right now, Palestinian people are being genocided. Lebanese people are being genocided. Iranian people are being bombed by a genocidal entity called Israel. And for any Jew to sort of like make this about themselves, I think it just sounds really like wildly out of touch at worst. My life is really good, I'm afraid. Like I live in a wonderful city. I have a great child. Things are going really well for on my end, you know what I mean? And the idea that like Jews have it tough right now, we as Jews really have to push back against any sort of indulgence of that kind of thing. Manufacturers consent for more Israeli bombings, and we need to name it and stop it by any means necessary.
What's your name?
My name's Max. What's your name?
Omar. My name's Omar.
So nice to meet you, Omar.
Very nice to meet you, man.
Hell yeah. That dude's my hero of the day.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Way to not center this around himself and make it about the actual people being harmed. God bless that dude. All right. Next one. Oh, give me a second. Stupid Facebook audio issues every fucking time. Here we go.
I challenge any pro-Palestinian to answer, any single one.
Go for it.
My question to you is, if the death toll is actually hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people more than what Hamas is saying, and you believe Israel's goal is to genocide, wipe out the Palestinian people, why doesn't Israel just start wiping out hundreds of thousands right now if it's not actually going to increase the death toll?
One, you're operating under the assumption that genocide requires the entire annihilation of a group of people instead of simply a large portion of said group. Two, they've already killed hundreds of thousands of people, no matter what your Hasbara propaganda likes to say.
Oh, if any pro-Pally says, okay, Hamas is wrong about the death toll, but if you do that, we'll just show the bodies.
Wrong again. The figures from Hamas that show around 72,000 people that have been killed in Gaza so far are direct casualties from bodies that have been counted thus far. In other words, the overwhelming majority of the hundreds of thousands of Palestinians that have died from either starvation or disease are not included in the official direct death toll. Watson Institute for International and Public Affairs at Brown University reported in August of 2024 that over 120,000 Palestinians had been killed up to that point. They reported that over half of this number, 62,400 people, had died due to starvation. And these numbers were based on standards set by the United States-funded Integrated Food Security Phase Classification. And they were calculated based on the most conservative estimate possible. And anyone who's even bothered to do even the slightest bit of research on modern conflict knows that indirect deaths are always higher than direct deaths. This is about as dense as suggesting that because millions of Russian bodies were never found after Nazi Germany invaded the Soviet Union, that these millions of people were never even starved. The bodies of the tens of thousands of Palestinians that died from starvation have most likely decomposed into skeletons, which are being found across the Gaza Strip.
And Hamas's numbers were just underwhelming to you, which, by the way, I don't even believe their numbers.
Oh, you mean the exact same numbers that the Israeli military finally confirmed are most likely accurate?
Actually come from report forms that doesn't even require you to actually have the body or show the body. And you can just say, oh, the body's missing because it's under rubble.
You are such a liar, it's incredible. The death toll number of 72,000 provided by Hamas does not include those buried under rubble, which is anywhere from 10 to 15,000 on top of 72,000. Oh, and one last thing. If you are so confident that the death toll is nowhere near hundreds of thousands of Palestinians, then you explain to me why Israel refuses to let independent organizations verify the death toll for themselves. Almost like they have something to hide.
I have a question.
How does the fucking international community allow that? That's what I don't get. How is it not like let the fucking international community in so we can fucking investigate this crime? How can Israel say no? What right do they have to deny the international community the ability to get on the ground and to prosecute and investigate this goddamn crime against humanity? How does Israel have?
You know what, Josh? The fact of the matter is, you're a fucking anti-Semite.
True. God damn it.
I mean, seriously.
I know.
But I mean, honestly, I don't even see why they care, because they have fucking impunity for everything.
Yeah.
Even if they came in and they're like, yeah, you wiped out 1 million people, they'll be like, oh, and there's going to be no ramifications anyway.
Yeah. Or so it seems. God damn. All right, moving on. Ah, son of a bitch. Okay. Reloading it. I even reloaded it before we started it because I thought it was going to do that. Reloading it again. I am so sorry, Joy. I don't know why Facebook videos hate this freaking StreamYard program.
Don't give an F about your feelings. So in order to decide if there's actually rising anti-Semitism, we need to ask the following questions. In America, in Britain, have we seen anybody losing their job or denied a career opportunity, denied access to a higher education, got targeted by organized campaign to lose their livelihood because they were Jewish or pro-Israel? The answer is no. Have anybody been denied housing, funding, medical care because they were Jewish or pro-Israel? No. Have there someone been doxxed, expelled from universities, deported, or denied entry in the United States because they were Jewish or pro-Israel? No. Have someone been shot point blank paralyzing them for life, like what happened to my friend Hisham Awartani. He is a Palestinian Brown University. No, it happened. But all of these things happen many times to pro-Palestinian voices. To pro-Palestinian voices.
Wow.
Facts don't.
Yeah. Well put.
Yep.
And then we got one more here before we get to the funnies.
Some breaking news. The UAE has left OPEC, the group of countries that controls the world's oil supply. And this is such big news that even Saudi Arabia could go to war over this. And fighter jets are already flying over the UAE. But first, so you understand how big a deal this is, what is OPEC? OPEC is a group made up of 12 countries that control over 40% of the world's oil supply, and the UAE joined it in 1967. OPEC puts limits onto these countries, and they restrict how much oil they can produce and sell. This keeps the global oil price relatively stable. It also stops competition between all of the countries, competition which could result in wars and disagreements. And the UAE is the third largest producer of oil in OPEC. But as of the 1st of May, they're going to be leaving and they will no longer be bound to those restrictions. And this means that the UAE will start to produce and sell more oil at whatever price they like, without any care about what happens to the other countries still in OPEC. And not only will this affect the price of oil, but other countries that might start to buy their oil from the UAE instead of countries like Saudi Arabia, because the UAE is more flexible now. Now, this was announced only moments ago, but since then it's already massively destroyed the relations with most other countries still in OPEC, and the tensions are quickly escalating. In fact, all of today, dozens of fighter jets were flying incredibly low over Dubai and Abu Dhabi in the UAE as a show of force. We didn't know why the UAE was doing this. We knew something was coming, but we didn't expect it to be this announcement. And so this show of force of these fighter jets appears to be the UAE saying they are ready in case a country like Saudi Arabia, the largest country in OPEC, tries something. Genuinely, this could be the biggest news of the year, bigger than when the Iran war started. And it's likely that this is only going to escalate. And I'm the only one who's actually looking into this and finding out the exact facts, like fighter jets flying over. That isn't even being reported on. It's because we have people on the ground there. So to make sure you know everything you need to know, leave me a follow.
Well, that's nuts. And I want to mention this, them pulling out of OPEC, I think that also frees them from the previous arrangement, which required all these nations to do their oil purchasing in the American dollar, the petrodollar, as it were.
I agree. That's exactly what I think.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that, like, there's death by 1,000 cuts. This one's like hitting a main artery. This is not good for the American dollar. This is not good for American hegemony. This is a what you would call a canary in the coal mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's terrifying. Yay, terror. Well, speaking of funny things, hey, I've got some funnies. Yeah.
Are you closing out these windows after you play the videos?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't know what's going on today. Something's up with my stupid computer.
Well,
today.
definitely do that. Definitely close out every single one after you play it.
I literally have been. It's not seeming to help, but all right. Depression can feel overwhelming. You're already on 3 different antidepressants, but some days it can be hard to even get out of bed. And at times, it feels like the entire world is coming apart at the seams. But you don't have to keep feeling this way, because now there's John Wilkes Booth. John Wilkes Booth is a single-use treatment that's been shown to cure depression in 72% of Americans and nearly 98% of all humanity. John Wilkes Booth, when added to your regular antidepressants, can reduce depression symptoms faster than your normal antidepressants alone. Side effects may include feelings of euphoria, spontaneous dance parties, random hug sessions with complete strangers, lower gas prices, and death of tyranny. Don't use John Wilkes Booth if you're allergic to freedom from fascist pedophile warmongers. Ask your deity if John Wilkes Booth is right for you. Things can change for the better with John Wilkes Booth. That's one of my funnies for this week. One of my funnies.
What kind of a weirdo would make that video?
Some kind of absolute creep that you definitely don't want to be in a podcast with. I'll tell you that much.
Nope. I would never want to be on screen with that weirdo.
The weirdest. All right. I had to share this because I have to tell you, I haven't thought that Russell Brand's been funny in about, 15 to 20 years. And then I saw this video and I laughed till I hurt. So I just wanted to share it with all of y'all so you can get to enjoy the return of Russell Brand as a comedian. Oh, hold on. I got to reload it. Sorry, y'all.
Can I go back to asking you a question about your Bible?
Yes, if you want to.
Was that the one you took into court?
You're the very one.
Okay. What was your thinking of taking it into court? And what you were seeing, looking at some passages, what were the relevant passages for you?
All right. Thank you for asking.
Thank you. That didn't hurt, did it?
A little bit. It was this from Isaiah. You're right. Bear did say, be chilled. Sometimes I lose the chill, man. It's pretty. Is this? They don't like that, do they, in the old gallery? But remember, you just said it's a hired spot. This is from Isaiah. Excuse me. Man, I'm not going to mark it before. It says here, the verse that I was looking at that day was not this. I can't actually find the verse that I had that day, but this is good enough.
This is good enough.
But the thing is, I don't see him doing this on I don't see this as a bit.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not. But it's the funniest bit he's done in decades.
Oh, the inadvertent bit.
That's what I'm saying. He's got the rice paperiest, cheapest Bible. So every page turn is the loudest sound in the world. And the whole time Piers Morgan is doing you can see the mantra on his face of don't crack, don't crack, don't crack. Because he's trying to keep it serious and be like he's really listening. But it just keeps getting more ridiculous. And then finally he's like, it doesn't matter.
Oh my God.
This is what I love about
there was a
sociopaths.
time I used to be so mad about Russell Brand. I used to think he was like the most gorgeous, humorous, intelligent. I had his books, and then he married Katy Perry. And I was like, she's a fucking insipid dumbass. And I immediately I'm like, nope, done with him. And then he turned out to be an R word and an essay douche canoe and everything like that. So, yeah.
Well, the thing that got me was, like I said, I followed him going way back. You know, he used to really push really leftist stuff. Like he would go to like housing affordability protests and shit.
Mhm.
And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, way to use your goddamn platform correctly. Fuck yeah. And then comes out that he's a total piece of shit, like chomo essayer of women and girls, underage girls. And he grabbed a Bible and pretended to be a Christian. And this is my issue. Like, if you're gonna be a fucking like sociopathic fake Christian piece of shit to try to like, I don't know, circumvent your essay trial that's coming up, at least memorize a single fucking verse. One
and put a bookmark, dude.
verse and a bookmark. How can this dumb motherfucker?
Like, you don't have a fucking post-it note. You can't even bend a corner of one of the pages, dude.
Just grab any verse out of there and be like, well, this verse, here's the verse, and here's what it means to me. If you're going to be a sociopath and you're going to lie, then fucking do it well. Instead, you just made yourself look like, oh, I don't know shit about this book because I'm a fucking fake. I am a phony. Yeah, that's right. You know, and cheers to Piers for letting him just hang himself like he did. That was great. He gave him all the rope, and Russell just hung himself. So.
You could Google most popular Bible verses, or you could say Bible verse about love, or I mean, it's not even research. It's typing something in for 10 seconds.
Yeah. And if you're lazy, you can go with the shortest Bible verse. Jesus wept. There you go. You just did a Bible verse. You know, it's like anybody can do it.
Thou shalt not be a chomo unless you're in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, I think that's in I think that's Epstein chapter 12, verse 6, I believe.
I believe so. Or actually it's 86. It's 8 miles and then 6 feet.
Or whatever that lady was going on about.
I think she said 8 miles and 6 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a pretty fantastic bullshit. All right, I got one more funny for you for the day, just because this one really cracked me the fuck up. So the other day, Trump fell asleep at his desk. And of course, somebody had to use some AI to take it just a step further here so y'all can enjoy.
With other countries. And third, we will continue our work with our partners in Congress to codify the principles that underpin these most favored nation deals with other countries. And third, we will continue our work with our partners in Congress to codify the principles that underpin these most favored nation deals.
Oh, sorry. That made me laugh so hard the first time I saw it. I was like, oh my God.
The guy who made that is literally going to get picked up and sued now. That is kind of simulating, you know.
Uh-oh. I thought he was just asleep with his tongue out. I don't know.
Dios mío. Well, thanks guys for tuning in. I know it was a long show tonight, but I'm so glad I got to have Mikey back on. And thanks for tuning in and staying with us. Next Tuesday, I have yet another eye surgery. Woohoo! So there won't be a show. However, Josh and I are going to try and do a show next week on another day. It is very possible I will still have an eye patch on. If so, I will be using a photo. Because, I mean, I know you guys want to see it, but, you know. Well, if I have time to bedazzle an eye patch, okay, I'll wear it, all right?
I think you should just go full Captain Jack Sparrow is what I think.
I don't know. It's trite though. I got to do something cool with it. I got to bedazzle it or something.
Something. Like remember One-Eyed Willie from the Goonies? He had his all bedazzled. Why can't you?
Bedazzled. Only if you pretend to be Sloth. If you and do the shuffle you guys. Now do the shuffle truffle.
See, this is how you know you're watching an intelligent show, because now people are doing impersonations of sloth, and that's high class. High class.
Love junk.
I'm not going to do the truffle shuffle. I draw the line. Everybody's got to have a red line. That's my red line. No truffle shuffle.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. It is awesome to have you guys, and I am, despite everything that is happening, I am picking my Grand Marshal as Hakeem Jeffries because he is utter Zio trash, but also because if you hate Trump and what's going on, and you do not stand up to Democrats who are, saying, oh, Trump's so dangerous, and then standing there and saying, no, I won't vote to impeach him. Also by saying their most important cause right now is the data centers. Yeah, he gets my vote.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't realize it at the start of this, but I'm with you. The thing that got me today was the Democrats, they obviously have to pivot. They have to turn this shit around because they're about to fucking, they're like, they've never been more hated. Never.
Yeah.
So what do? Frickin' Jeffries is like, oh, we're going to make our number one priority building AI data centers. And it's like, read the goddamn room, Jeffries. Read the goddamn room. Nobody wants that. Only your billionaire fucking, best friends want that. No one else. Like, fuck, that drives me up the wall. Like, start listening if you want to be a representative. Otherwise, fuck off. Otherwise, we'd like to 86 you, but in the original sense, not in the mafia sense.
Please say what that means.
It means get them the fuck out. Like a restaurant.
Ay. Oh, God. If someone knocks on my door, I'm blaming it on you.
Did you say 86 Hakeem Jeffries? I'm like, yes, I did. Because it means get out.
Yeah, seriously, get the fuck out. Representatives do not represent us. That name is a misnomer and bullshit.
So, Jeffrey, we salute you this week as our Grand Marshal of the Capitalist Death Parade, you piece of shit.
Yes, you are a twat waffle. Everybody, twat waffle. The more you know. Thanks,
Just
guys, for watching. Much love as always. Please buy my book. Our friend Temujin, he's serving his 39th year in prison and counting. It is a wrongful conviction. You can buy my book on Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com. I am hopefully going out to visit him in prison again next month for our birthday. I really could use some new patrons. I'm not going to lie. I really could. I am going to need help getting out to see him again. He's all the way in Michigan. I got to fly out. So book sales are so helpful. And it also makes myself and him feel good that people are learning his story. So yes, any book sales. Also, with every book sale, I do donate to Heal Palestine, which is an organization who gives baby formula and tents and things like that. So now more than ever, please buy my book. So thank you guys so much for watching, and again, keep smash like and subscribe, because I don't know what day I'll be up to doing a show next week, but wish me luck on another eye operation. Woohoo! Gay. Oh yeah, Medicare for all, please.
Yeah. And until next time, we love you. Please take care of yourself and love one another, goddammit. Peace and love from the folks here at the Capitalist Death Parade.
Yes.
Oh.